Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 108 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Ellis, and today, very special episode indeed. Two fine gentlemen. First, we're going to start with Mr. Colin Moriarty, our Cobra Commander. Colin, hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to be here with you today.
Yeah, great to see you, man. Good. When was the last time I had you? Was it break? It hasn't been. It's been a while, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what I even did yesterday, so it doesn't even, who cares?
Yeah.
My life is one long day.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
Brad, what does the We the North thing in Radec shot? What does that mean? What is that?
We the North. I don't know. Is that like some sports thing or
you
something?
see over his shoulder, there's a logo there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to guess
what is that?
Canadian sports team or some shit.
All right, getting warmer. Getting warmer.
Yeah, it's the Toronto Raptors, the basketball team. Yeah. Just wanted to check you real quick. See.
Oh, I don't know anything about sports. You know this.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you guys. Happy New Year. It's a little late, but can you still say happy? We're recording this on the 14th.
It's like 2 weeks.
It's pushing it.
Yeah, I think this is about the end.
It's about the end.
But Happy New Year. Good to be with you guys. Good to see your smiling faces. I was just complaining about Microsoft Windows and why terrorists just can't take that entire company out.
Yep.
Because I hate it. And it has nothing to do with Xbox. It has everything to do with Windows, which is just degrading into nonsense. To the point where I'm like, I think you are really pushing me back into Mac. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. Why is Microsoft so bad at everything?
Fuck off that Copilot shit, dude.
God, that's the worst, bro.
Sucks.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
What a shitty company.
Garbage.
Good to be here with you guys today.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Also joining us, Mr. Radec, a legendary figure.
Thank you for having me once again. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, Brad. Last time on Summon Sign was kind of surreal, you know? And I have to do the thing, like anytime somebody meets Colin for the first time. Yes, I have listened to you since the IGN days. Yes, I followed you to Kind of Funny. And when it was Colin's Last Stand, I'll get on with it, blah, 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 blah. Conversation with PlayStation, all that crap, blah, blah, blah.
Well, thank you. I really enjoy your Twitter account a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, dude.
Really funny.
Appreciate it.
It's it's very nice to meet you in person. And I'm on your Twitter account now. You have a YouTube channel as well. I don't think I even knew that. Oh, you have a lot of subscribers.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah. I'm very thankful for all the success I have on Twitter. I am trying to do YouTube way more now because it's always good to like differentiate, can't just stick to one thing. And who knows how long Twitter has, like it feels like every day there's a new story that it might implode. So yeah, just going to do a little bit more YouTube, Twitch as well.
Twitter's going to be fun.
It's going to be fine? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. People have been complaining about that for like over a decade.
Years. Like when Elon took over, it's like, it's over. It's done. And it's like, it's bigger than ever. It's like, okay.
I don't think it's going anywhere for a while.
I really enjoy your Twitter account. Now, be honest with me, Radec. Every once in a while, I might inspire one of these posts. Something I say on the shows. Go ahead, you can
sometimes. No, sometimes for sure. I can
see it. I can see it sometimes when something pops up, and I'm like, I just talked about that.
Really? All right. You wanna list a few?
Well, no, I'm not that sophisticated. No,
okay,
so I can't. Right. No. But I'm like, a little citation. I think I'll have to claim a little bit of the account, but just a little bit.
All right.
Like
fair enough.
5% of it. Just a small
5.
Just a small percent. A small pice.
So
you won't even know I was there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So don't. But no, fantastic job. You have such a love and a zest for the brand, and I can see it through the PlayStation brand. I can see that through your posting. You remind me a lot of a few other friends that I have, like Sandeep,
Rye,
and Obsolete Sony, and a few other people that are really doing great shit in social media. And I think it's such a cool. I wish that more money could be made for you guys in that space, because I do think there is a value there. But then it's the problem of chasing that money and then encouraging everyone who wants that money to be there, and then it becomes, dominated by nonsense. So I understand why people don't, necessarily the money isn't more, but you see good posters, not only in our space, but in other spaces. And you're like, this is actually quite valuable. It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure. One thing, I'll talk about this more off stream, but when Elon said he was going to increase the Twitter payout, let's just say he didn't lie. Last time I was like, oh shit.
Good for you.
So yeah, I was very surprised by that pleasantly. And two, I feel like, Colin, I don't know if you agree, but in terms of like the PlayStation content creator sphere, I feel like mostly it's dominated by Nintendo, general third-party stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's actually a lot more Xbox-focused content creation out there. Way more. I
don't understand that. And it's nothing against the Xbox brand, which is obviously not very good, but there have always been, I would say, I recognized it during the turnover to Xbox One, when there seemed to be a lot of people coming out of the woodwork. And I'm wondering, is it because it's an American brand? We have more English speaking stuff brought to us. If we were more familiar with Japanese or, Japan and other localities, will we see more? But I agree with you. Like, Nintendo obviously courts that from its age and from its strong standing with characters and IP. I don't know what. Part of my theory is, and I don't know if this is just self-congratulatory, but I feel like IGN PlayStation and Podcast Beyond were so dominant that it took up a lot of oxygen. And so even the things that spun off from them are the same people. And with the exception of like a Mystic Ryan, who is incredible. Or like Mystic, I think he even knows more than I do about the brand.
The standard of PlayStation YouTube, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's incredible. And I love him and a few others. So people are holding it down. But I guess what I'm saying is that I feel like there are such dominant forces in the space that it makes it harder to get a foothold, perhaps. Your Greg Millers, your Colin Moriarty's, your Podcast Beyonds, your back in the day PS I Love You, your Sacred Symbols. So I wonder if that has something to do with it as well. But that's why I wanted to do Punching Up and Defining Duke back in the day, but Punching Up as well. Is like, we should compete in these spaces, though they are harder to permeate. So so that you could carve out a little something for yourself. Now, Radec, are you also prominent on other social media platforms as well? Or because I really only use Twitter. So
TikTok for sure. I have 19,000 followers on TikTok with over 3.5 million total likes for my videos, which I'm very thankful for. It really blew up thanks to the PlayStation production stuff, like Last of Us and Twisted Metal. I made a lot of content surrounding those shows, and that's what really spiked my follower count. YouTube, I think more than 14K so far.
Yeah, 14.4. Very nice.
Yeah, very, very respectable. I need to get on that for sure. But yeah, as you were saying, I felt like there was a gap with PlayStation, this content creation in terms of the gaming social media mindshare. No one's really tweeting about Infamous or Killzone or a bunch of old other PlayStation franchises. Yeah, but hey, someone has to, right? That's the thing. Somebody has to.
Yeah, someone has to tweet about Killzone.
And then turns out it was me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really impressed. Your YouTube presence is good too. We don't grow on YouTube at all. Eerily, I don't grow on Twitter either. I just lose followers, and then sometimes something will happen where I'll gain 1,000 followers, and then over 2 months I'll just lose all of them again. I don't know what I feel like I have still a lot of legacy followers from when I was on Joe Rogan a couple of times and a few other things, and they're who? And then I pop up and they're who the fuck is this person?
Back during your no taxation handle, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was lucky enough, I felt people that listened back at the time will remember, I felt blessed in a way when they got rid of the blue check marks for a while. Cause I was okay, for people that don't know, if you change your name, you lose your check mark. And that check mark was given to me by Twitter. I didn't pay for it. I still don't pay for it. And eventually Elon removed all of them. So at that point I'm yes, all right, I'm free of this blue check mark. I can actually change my name. And so I changed it. And then they gave me my check mark back. So I was oh, this was a whole ruse. You could have, it annoyed me a little bit. But it all worked out in the end. And I still don't really even know what the check mark does, to be honest. We do pay for it on Last Stand Media. And I don't know why. We do pay for it over there. As far as money from Twitter, I made, I think at most a few $100s in a month. And I was trying to, last year, people will notice I was posting a shit ton of videos and just random things, some incendiary things as well. I just wanted to see is there money to be made here? And there is a little bit of gold in the mine. but you have to be pretty committed and annoying, I think, in some way. And I don't want to annoy people. I want to pop up and people like want to see what I have to say, as opposed to me saying something 25 times a day, chasing algorithmic money or whatever. So that's, and honestly, I would like for them to get rid of the monetization on Twitter, because I think it kind of ruined the platform. I think it's a good experiment. Makes sense. It's like Game Pass, right? At the time, it's like, makes perfect sense. What a great idea. And then you let it play out. You see all the ways it happens in the environment. And then you're like, man, maybe not a good idea. Because now you have a bunch of Indian creators or Nigerian creators, wherever, that live on $600 a month, who can manipulate the shit out of this and make really great money for them.
Yeah.
And we all have to deal with it. Yeah. That's why the Twitter location reveal was like the funniest thing ever. That was like the funny. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. It was awesome. So
yeah, it was good.
But it's good to be here with you guys. Brad, are you well, Brad? I'm taking over your show. Are you well?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Kind of a busy week so far, but it's all good. I have some stuff I'm working on in the background, but I'm happy
for your channel, for your YouTube channel.
Yes, yeah. But happy to do it, man. You messaged me yesterday, kind of out of the blue. You're fired up.
Well, yeah, I've been playing so much Mega Man, like an extraordinary amount. And I was like, it's kind of a waste to not do anything with it. Work, Colin, kind of started boring into my head, and it's like, well, this is a lot of time that you've wasted. You can't play games for fun. So, yeah, I messaged you and I was like, let's do this. And then I'm going to stream Mega Man, which will have already happened, I guess, by the time people see this.
Yes.
So yeah, I appreciate your accommodation. I didn't know if it was going to be troubling for you or not. I try to keep the powder dry. I think I'm very good at that. It's like, I don't ask anyone for anything. Yeah. And by the way, this is true in my real world too. Like, I don't ask anyone for shit. And then at the random time, like when my dad came and visited over the holidays, I'm like, Dad, I kind of fucked up this flagpole on a pole outside my house. Can you fix it for me? And he didn't give a shit. He was like, oh yeah, of course, sure. Because like the last time I asked him for something was like 2008. You know?
Jesus.
So that's the same thing here, like where I kind of come out of nowhere with an idea.
Yeah. I mean, you don't ask me to do things very often. And it's like, it wasn't a big deal at all. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do it today instead of Monday or whatever. Because I'll probably be on that stream with you guys. So
yeah, though, that's why that's the reason is I wanted you on that stream.
Yeah.
Since you know Mega Man a little bit better than everyone else.
And I mean, I knew you were playing Mega Man, so I wanted to get you on soon anyways. So
you're on my friends list, right? So
yeah, I peep your trophies every now and then, see what you're up to.
Oh, you're trophy stalking?
Yeah. Oh, for Colin? Oh yeah, I'm always peeping what Colin's playing every now and then, because I get in bed kind of, settle in maybe around 11:30 or something, and Colin's always still playing. So I always see his little Mega Man avatar down there. I'm like, what's Colin up to? What's little Colin up to? And I saw his Mega Man collection. I was like, oh. Then it was Mega Man 11, and I was like, oh, okay.
Where'd you get the Mega Man avatar? Was it like the PS3 game?
I believe it was it the No, I believe it was Mega Man Legacy Collection 1.
Yeah,
I think they released like a bunch of avatars. I do believe for Mega Man 10 they might have released a bunch of them, but I believe they were like the sprites.
Yeah, they were.
So I think I've had that Mega Man icon because I think, what was it even before that? I think the Chimera maybe. It was like, I don't know. I wonder if I have a screenshot from back then, because I think I've only had maybe 2 or 3 icons ever. And so that Mega Man icon has been mine for 10 years. I'll have to add you, Radec, on PSN. Are we friends on PSN? I'm just friends with a bunch of randoms. What's your name on there?
I will message you in the...
don't want that spam.
Oh, yeah.
At first I was like okay with it, but then, after like the 10th message, when somebody asks you, do you want to play Fortnite? It's like, dude, I'm playing War of the Monsters right now, man. Like, I'm not in the mood.
It's funny because I just turn off notifications basically. Okay, cool. Yeah, I see it here in the chat. I'll add you.
I think I have you, Radec. I think.
Yeah, I have Brad.
Yeah.
What I like to do on PSN, I don't really interact with messages or anything like that, respectfully. And plus, half the messages and notifications I get are like, reclaim the time on. God, yeah. It's like, shut up. I don't want, like, what is, like, I can't believe they have not shut that off yet. It's years of this.
Yeah.
But I like to, and I don't even trophy stalk, because I don't give a shit about that either. I like to just look at what people are playing. And then I like having a full list of 2,000 people, as I've said, just randos, because some people play a lot. Some people are casual. Some people are hardcore. Some people aren't. And a PSN profiles link. I'll have to.
Yeah, you can trophy stock me right now. Let's be judged by the PlayStation patriarch.
I mean, you have more platinums than I do. Who just messaged me? Oh, Dustin. Oh, very good. I mean, a 50% completion rating. That's what I'm trying to get to right now. Is a 50% completion rating.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Let's go.
Yeah. I want to have, you're always going to have more and more unearned trophies, but keeping that that ratio. My ratio was really bad during the PS3 era and into the PS4 era and the Vita era because I got every game for free, basically. So I would just play. You can look at my trophies. Like I would just play a lot of random things. And so I was like, I want to get that completion rating better. But no, your trophies are wonderful.
One trophy in Night Rain, though, Radec? Just one trophy in Night Rain?
Oh, so yeah, Bandai sent me a code for that. And I was like, yeah, I'll do content for it. I was like, I still have to do that. So thanks for reminding me.
Okay.
Oh, you have a lot of zeros to delete too. So if you deleted some of these, your number
that's
would
all
go up.
PS3. That's all PS3 stuff. Because I need to capture footage for the Portal 2 PlayStation Move exclusive levels, if you remember that.
Yeah. God, you're a fucking dork. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You're very welcome here.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, bro. Yeah, we're kind of simpatico with our PlayStation autism. Like, you'd appreciate this, Colin. Like, I've been trying to think of a shit post. Like, the Zindagi era of PlayStation Move was so special. It's like a picture of fucking sports champions, medieval moves.
Hell yeah, dude. Crap. Yeah. I loved medieval moves. I thought that game was pretty good, actually. Some of my rarest trophies are medieval moves trophies, which is interesting, just because no one played it online. And it was probably up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, my rarest platinum is Little Deviants, which is...
I'm seeing that here. That's pretty awesome.
Fucking, oh my God. So like a story about that game is I got the trophy. Remember the PS Vita messaging app?
Yeah,
I like the purple background. So the day before, like the Vita messaging app was going to shut down, right? And one of the trophies for Little Deviants was tied to that messaging app. It's like you have to send a challenge via the messaging app and beat their score, and then you get the trophy. Unfortunately, since the servers were like shut down when like a big shutdown, you had to find someone who played the game from February 2012 to March 2014.
Interesting.
So anyone who played the game after that was not available. So literally, we had a PSN profile lobby of like 50 people all in line of this one guy just sending like a message for a challenge. And I was like the very last person on the list, and I got the platinum trophy.
That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, I see it here at 0.64%. I'm going for the Mega Man 11 platinum right now, and I think I'm going to be able to get it because the reason I've been playing it so much is that Dr. Light's challenge is so, dude, it was like one of the hardest things I've ever actually had to do in a game, I think. It took me like 5 days of just playing it like hours a day of like trying to do this thing, and that will maybe be my rarest at that point. But anyway, to tie it back forward, what I was going to say was I like to do on PSN is just spy on what people are playing. And then you get these cumulative numbers in the PSN that I don't think people take very seriously, but I think are really good anecdotal numbers. Like if you have a 2,000 person list and then you go to Yote before it came out, it's like 60 people pre-ordered this, or 60 friends pre-order. And you just see like what people are doing. I think it's quite valuable. Again, anecdotal, a little more hardcore than the mean probably, but I dig it. I'm
sure when Lego Horizon came out, your whole friend list was like Lego Horizon, Lego Horizon, Lego Horizon.
Oh yeah, everyone was playing Lego Horizons. Everyone was playing it. I really feel like there's a part of me that feels truly that I might be the only person in the world that played it. I know I see on PSN profiles other people played it. I know in the ether people played it, but yet it still feels like no one played it but me. Just I'm the only, and it was only like a weird situation where it was only made for me.
There's that one trophy that really annoyed me. Like you know the one, right? We have to like upgrade all your characters to level 20.
Yeah, so you have to play things over and over again. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And it's not the disappointing thing about that game is Horizon works in the Lego. It's cool, but it's not really a Lego game. It's kind of like this linear, boring. It doesn't have all the it doesn't have the je ne sais quoi of a Lego game. Of a great Lego game.
Do you think they chose the wrong IP for it?
In PlayStation?
Yeah.
Horizon is probably one of the more sensical ones because of the machines, but there probably are better ones.
Uncharted is the one that always comes to mind. Like,
that would be fun.
Yeah.
That's like the story I tell about like when Yacht Club was bringing Shovel Knight to PlayStation and they talked to me and they're like, so we're putting it like quietly, like we're putting a secret character in every game or whatever. Who should we put in the Shovel Knight? And I was like, oh, like Drake. And they just like looked at me like with this like flat affect. And I think that's not what they were looking for. And eventually they did Kratos, I think. But
that's so funny because Capcom wanted to put Nathan Drake as the character in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But
really?
They were like, yeah. Then they chose Cole McGrath instead.
Interesting.
Which was cool too.
Yeah, that makes more sense for a fighting game, I think, Cole. Yeah. But I love Drake, and I would love for him to come back.
Me too, bro.
It's time for another. This is what I'm saying about things going away. It's like, yeah, we could do an Uncharted game every decade. I think that's great. One a decade. And don't overstay your welcome. And make it exciting.
I'm sorry, Brad. We're just on a tangent.
Go ahead. Go on.
But like for that Uncharted game, like what would you want? Like a remake of Golden Abyss or Drake's Fortune, Nathan Drake coming back, his daughter, a Sam and Drake story, another Chloe. There's like so many avenues they can choose. Like I know Jeff Ross always says like the young Sully idea, which is so sick.
Yeah, there is a cool idea to go back. But I still think that, and I've said before, like I feel like they so obviously set up a Cassie story at the end of Uncharted 4. That would be, and then again, my long running theory, my conspiracy theory at this point, that there is a Cassie game in development because they so clearly teased it in that live action commercial. You know what I'm talking? Like a lot of people out there, they're like, that's nothing. I'm like, yes, it is. It is something. Like that's Cassie Drake. It has to be. Who else can it be? And so what I would really love is for them to do an Uncharted 3 style thing where it's like, but it's Cassie, and so like you think you're playing as Cassie, but then you suddenly play a lot of the game as Drake as well. But that would be hidden. And it's like, what I really envision is like Cassie getting in trouble and Drake being like, we have to go, but he's old and gray, and maybe Sully is like really old or even deceased now. Maybe Elena comes with you, or maybe Chloe pops back in, and just something about like going and saving Cassie from like being in over her head. I think that would be cool. Yeah.
It's just a shame that Golden Abyss is probably going to be stuck on Vita forever.
Yeah, it is. It is a bummer. I think I was told, I mean, this was when I was at IGN. I might have even reported at the time, but I don't really remember. Is that like they were messing around at Ben of like putting it on PS3, I think. But I don't, but like it was, I don't think anything ever really came of it. And a lot of games obviously cross between the two, but there's so many bespoke things on that game that
like really Frobisher says,
Right, Frobisher says, dude. That was I remember that game well because when I went to Gamescom one year, they had like a Vita hands-on thing. It was before, so it must have been 2011, and so it was like a group thing where everyone kind of split into groups. And Frobisher Says was the first game that I played, so that game does stand out to me.
Those guys made Hohokam, right?
Was it the same? Yeah, Hohokam, and yes, that's right. Which was across Vita, PS3, and PS4. Yeah, and that was a really strange. That was when Sony invested in a lot of weird shit that just didn't.
That's a game you play it high as fuck.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I play that game that way.
No, fair enough.
All right,
is that it? Is that all we have?
Oh, there's gonna be plenty more. No, just for the audience to let everyone know, I wanted these two together because I knew they would just talk about PlayStation stuff for as long as I'd let them go. So that's what they're here to do. I won't stop them, audience.
Fun.
Oh yeah,
fun.
That's what
I mean, like speaking of, like one rant. This is how autistic I am. I remember Colin saying he was the first person in the world to get the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale Platinum trophy. With I think it was like during your interview with Omar Kendall back in the day.
Oh, okay. That's God, that's funny. Yeah,
Dude,
good. No,
so I have to ask you this now because I remember you mentioned you saw a dart from the Legend of the Dragoon.
Yeah, I went down. Yeah, I went down there to see it. I might even.
What else did you see? What else did you see
for that game?
To us, right? Yeah. That was like unreleased.
Yeah, I think that was like what I remember about that trip was like they brought me down to Santa Monica. Seth Killian was there.
Oh my God!
And it was at Santa Monica Studio. So I never actually went to Superbot ever.
Oh, okay.
Because they, Santa Monica was producing it, so they would always have their meetings there. And I actually remember going to the reveal of it too, which was at a hotel in Santa Monica. And that was a funny one because they showed that, and I want to say God of War Ascension, and then maybe it might have been something else. Oh, Starhawk, that might have been what it was. Maybe something else. But then behind the scenes, they pulled only a few people in, and the big game they were showing behind the scenes, honestly, was Unfinished Swan. And and we weren't allowed to write about it or anything. Yeah, it was really weird. And it was being played with, it was like a move game. It was all sorts of weird shit going on back then. But as far as All-Stars, what I remember going down is that they showed me Dart at the same time they showed me Isaac. And was Isaac a DLC character?
Yeah,
right?
He was with Zeus. Yeah.
Right, with Zeus, right. So
they
were
showing everybody wanted Zeus, it's like
right. Oh yeah, we had to have Zeus. And so, yeah, I think that was the end of it. But I'm trying to remember. I have to go back through my notes. Like they did say, like who they were aiming at next, and it might have been third party people too.
I think Abe from Oddworld was like one of the other lead characters as well.
Yeah, that sounds right. And I feel like Lauren Lanning has a great relationship with, or did at that time, had a great relationship with PlayStation. So that makes sense. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I'll have to look, because what's funny about PSN profiles is you can verify all of this stuff now too, because they can also see it on their end. It's funny, like it's funny how much they can see on their end. Like they know if you play games deeply. I often got told, I've been told multiple times by different reviewers back in the day, like, thank you for playing our game, so like we can see that you play it online for 18 hours or whatever, and that kind of thing. So
thank you for playing Lingering in Shadows for 20 hours.
Lingering Shadow. Oh my god, classic. Battle Royale. Yeah, let's see. I never got the Vita one. I don't think. I only got it on PS3.
Same. I only have the PS3 Platinum.
Yeah, I am the first person in the world to get it.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Good shit, man.
November 17th, 2012, I got it. And then the next person's November 20th.
Dude, your coverage of that game was like, I was on IGN literally every day because of that.
Oh, yeah.
I watched all the PlayStation conversations, like everything. Dude.
I was all over that game because it just begged for content. And,
bro, that's what I'm saying. Chris and Dustin are wrong. A PlayStation fighting game would do so fucking well nowadays.
I totally agree, and I feel like it's so weird that people push back on it.
Yeah, it's like you don't think a game with Kratos and Nathan Drake as playable characters won't sell well? Like, come on, man.
I think it's actually kind of goofy. Like, I'm not saying that. Well, I was saying that they should have done that instead of Marvel Tokon because they had access to Arc System Works. But it's the idea that a Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear style game with PlayStation characters wouldn't sell well and be interesting to people is goofy. It's like it like makes no sense. Of course, it would be
no sense. Of course, you have all the popular characters, but like how with Smash Brothers, they like made Fire Emblem relevant, they make all these like niche IPs like mainstream, and a PlayStation fighting game could do the exact same thing.
So what do you think about that, Brad? Am I crazy about the contention that like Marvel?
I think it's a really good idea. I mean, I always thought the same thing. I just wanted them to do one with Final Fantasy characters from an Arc System Works fighting game. But PlayStation, I think, has enough recognizable characters for sure.
Absolutely, dude.
Especially because, they would throw in a third-party character here and there that they've had partnerships with. So, yeah, I think it'd be awesome, dude. I'd be all about that. What's the cat's name? You guys know him. Toro? Toro? Yeah, make him relevant in the West, finally. Get him in there, dude. Parappa.
You can Robin from Jumping Flash. Mark Hamill from The Getaway. That'd be a funny-ass character.
Yeah. That was the thing that I loved doing back in the day. People could probably still search for them and find them. I'm sure they're still on IGN. I remember the
exact graphic you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like we used to make these like fake screen select graphics with like Arc from Arc the Lad and
Jean d'Arc.
Yeah, Jean d'Arc and Vaughn and all these different weird characters from just third and first party game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like those kinds of games were a blessing. I will say, though, and I've said this before, is that I did overrate that game, I think, in hindsight.
No, you didn't. No.
I gave it an 8, I think.
No.
I mean, it maybe in 7.5.
That's the Chris influence talking.
Yeah.
No.
Probably. I did really love it. I have to admit, I really did love it. It was also the game that taught me that that some games turn the Vita microphone on automatically. And I played so much of it on Vita, not knowing that my mic was on, and I'm like, oh no. Not that I don't know like what people might have been saying behind the scenes anyway.
But yeah, that's the game. That game is the reason why I have any social media presence at all. Pretty much. Like my name, Real Radec, doesn't come from Killzone. It comes from my main in PlayStation All-Stars.
Interesting.
Colonel Radec.
Interesting.
Very interesting. If they do that though, they have to put some shitty characters in there. Like they need to put Star Child in there or something.
Yeah, dude, it would be awesome to have Star Child in there. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Someone from Destruction All-Stars like Bluefang or Twinkle Riot.
I don't even know. I don't know anything about Destruction All-Stars. Like I never even saw an ounce of gameplay of that thing since after they showed it off that first time.
What's so funny about that game is like they gave an interview of that game like a week before it came out. It's like, it was originally a Destruction Derby game. It's like, just title it Destruction Derby. Like
right, exactly, like the old IP. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also, before we get into everything, Radec, you're going to be a regular on the Spawncast podcast now, right?
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Shout out to Spawncast. Those guys, I'm very thankful that I got to be a regular on there. I'm trying to build more of my podcasting skills as well. And, it gives me a chance to talk about things that other than PlayStation, because I feel like I annoy people on Twitter all about my random PlayStation stuff. So,
yeah,
cool, man. Right. Yeah, I was just on Spawnwave. That'll have gone live, I think, already by the time
this airs.
Yeah, by the time this airs, I think. Yeah,
cool.
But yeah, that was cool. They're great.
Great guys.
There's some really talented people in the space doing work. There's a lot of untalented people in the space, but there's very talented people doing very good things.
I like Mystic Ryan and Spawnwave. I've had them both on this show, and they're both very nice guys. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm sick of meeting people that are dickheads. So.
They're really sweet guys. Yeah, they're a lot. You just got to find them. You got to look around. A lot of people are.
Yeah, a lot of good people
high on their own supply.
Yeah. All right. Hey, if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Your early ad free
30 minutes into the show.
Yep. Get early ad free access to all of our shows, including Sacred Symbols, of course, our PlayStation podcast with Colin, Dustin, and Chris. If you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. Micah will send you some merch from the Moriarty household.
Hell yeah.
So help them clean out their house. Buy some merch.
Yeah, I know. It's so much shit in this house. It's like, it's too much.
So are you going to do like Last Stand Media rolling papers, Last Stand Media bongs?
That would be fun. Yeah, no, we do have one. We do have one big idea that we're working on that will roll out in the net. It's not like unique merch, but rather something we want to do on merch. In the next couple of months. Yeah. And then I think the big merch this year will be getting Saint Slayer published physically, although I don't know how. Like we're a small indie studio, so we have we're going to get a gold master and then have to get to the back of the line. It's going to take a long time. Like the game's going to come out digitally for a long time before we get to that. But that's the big thing we have to invest in, because there's just so many things to worry about with that. Diggins got to do all the art, and we have to publish and print everything. Put it all together. I friggin' pay my niece and nephew to like put boxes together and shit. It's a lot of like just random. And then my house is just full of this shit. It's like, God almighty. It's like a fucking warehouse.
Family project.
But
can't wait for that code. Get that Saint Slayer code, baby. Whenever you got it.
Yeah, we're
send it up.
I gotta finish the story. But we'll get to like they usually, I have obviously the structure and this idea for things, but then often the game is just presented to me and then I like write around it.
Yeah, sure.
Like, so, and we get to where we want to be. So I have to kind of see what they're doing, talk to them.
Absolutely. All right. Neo JD wrote and said, "Sup, gang. Forza just leaked their own release date for Horizon 5, May 19th. 4 days 6. Early access." Yeah, that's what he meant, though. You're right. Horizon 6, not 5. 4 days early on May 15th for the early access. Now knowing where this sits, how do you predict Xbox positions the rest of their 2026 lineup? And do you think they'll release simultaneously on PS5 now? Thanks for your donation. All right, Colin, you think this is going to be day and date? Think they're going to
Forza Horizon 6? No.
Yeah.
Because they already said that it wouldn't be. So they must know. Yeah. They know something we don't. They must just be like a little late to the game. Like I think this will be integrated better into, and why I chose for the fantasy draft this year. I chose Forza Horizon 6, but I also chose Fable because I do think that will be day and date. I do think it's going to come out this year. I don't know why. I don't really follow Xbox, but that's just a game I chose. So no, but I think it'll come in there. If Alinia's numbers are real, they made about $300 million on Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, how much money are they going to make on 6? It's going to be an extraordinary amount of money, and they'd be stupid not to release it ASAP. All their games. I'm sorry, it's over. Like as far as what they once were, I still think they can have this niche ecosystem of their own, but like but it's going to, they're going to be continually reliant on Sony and to a lesser extent Nintendo and of course PC. So
yeah, absolutely.
ASAP.
What do you think, Radec?
Yeah, pretty much agree with what Colin said. There's like some Xbox games that like some older ones that I'm curious to see if they will ever port. Like Killer Instinct is a big one.
I wish.
Like support. Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, like I never played Rise Son of Rome, but that's a game like I would totally play if it came to PlayStation just to check it out. What I wanted to ask you, Colin.
Rise, that's so funny. That's never coming. I don't think that's ever
Rise.
That's too old.
Yeah, so speaking about like arcade racers with Forza, there's a story last year that Sony XDev was working with a studio called Stellar Entertainment on a AAA arcade racing game.
Arcade racer.
So I was wondering, like, what do you think that could be? Like MotorStorm, Wipeout, maybe like a Gran Turismo sub-series that's like focused on arcade racing? Because I think that would actually be pretty cool.
They could do that. I think it would be, I don't know that Kazunori would allow someone else to make a Gran Turismo branded game.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Because he was such a huge fan of Drive Club, right?
Right, exactly. Like as I've said before, like he was totally not impressed by Drive Club. And I think what I mean by that is that I don't think they understood why it even existed. And
right.
And like making internal, but like MotorStorm was not internal competition. And so to your point, and of course Wipeout wasn't either. So it could be a return to that. I still think that Gran Turismo is killing. I don't know that you want to like interrupt it, but I am a little confused by Twisted Metal's absence. And it's not for...
Me too, man.
It's not the show. I mean, the show is obviously popular by Peacock standards and people like it, and there's going to get a third season. So it's doing well, but it's just more of like this game, the current market begs for games like this because it's a game that can be microtransacted to the fucking moon. You could release it for free. I don't know if they're ever going to really do that with one of their games, but it just, and obviously they were working on one, but and it canceled it. And I think Lucid weren't they the ones that were?
It was originally Lucid and then moved to Firesprite. And then
right, exactly. And they just pulled the plug. So that one's the more mistake. Like Wipeout is cool, but I don't know that anyone really gives a shit that what like in material numbers that Wipeout doesn't exist. I feel like Twisted Metal could become something. At one point, it was something. It's a game that sold many millions of copies. So.
You can argue it is something right now, thanks to the TV show. Like my dad knows who Sweet Tooth is now, which is like so weird. Like, and I loved your review discussion for season 2, by the way. It was like fantastic.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I still haven't watched it. I want to mostly because I feel like they got to where they should have always been with the show, which is like the tournament itself. And
you love it, bro. You would love it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I do have to. I actually. It's funny. I actually have Peacock right now because I think I got it I already canceled it, but I think I got it for a football game because they have like some random football games over the holidays on Peacock and Netflix. And I was like, well, I'm not getting Netflix because the games weren't very good, but I think I got Peacock. So I could check it out. But dude, I think I watched in the last year one TV show, which was The Gilded Age season 3. And I think that's literally the only TV I've watched.
Last of Us, right?
Oh, The Last of Us came out last year too. Yeah, I did watch The Last of Us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. One suggestion, Colin, because one thing I really loved about your season 1 coverage of Twisted Metal is like you did the spoiler cast, but then you also did a retrospective on Twisted Metal 1 with David Jaffe after you platinumed the game. Like it would be cool if like Twisted Metal 2 is like way better and the endings are so funny. You could do that and bring Jaffe and Gene back and just have a conversation about Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was always the plan. We just never got, and now it's been a couple of years. We just never got back to it.
Fair.
Yeah, I would like to do that. And I feel like Jaffe's actually quite an untapped reservoir because for some people, he's just off-putting and at which I love him personally. I love his chaos. I think he's awesome. But like there's so much knowledge and experience within those bones. And so putting him on the spot kind of game by game would be fun, but you just got to find the time to do it. He will be on Sacred. Well, again, people have already seen this. He was just on Sacred Plus.
So. Oh, nice.
Yeah. I had him on this show one time and I got to talk to him about Mickey Mania and the development of all that. And I was fucking sick. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Guy worked on this game. This game is rad. Young Colin severing his arm for a Mega Buster run and said, Brad, did Sonic 06 win? Did you stop playing that trasher piece? God bless your soul. Kind of. Sonic did defeat me for a little bit. It was breaking my psyche. Right here, I played Sonic 06 on PS3. Awful game. Awful game. I think I will go back, though, and play more of it on stream. I think it's just going to be a stream game for me. It's not something I could really do in my free time. I might as well get maximum suffering out of it and do it in front of people. Radec, you saw some of it, didn't you?
It looked, well, the music was good, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, music was cool.
Dude, that early PS3 motion blur and frame rate, bless my heart.
It's incredible how bad it is. Drove Yuji Naka away, which is insane.
It doesn't have trophies, right? Because it was an 06 game, right?
No trophies. Nothing. But yeah, if you want to see what an actual bad game is, go back and play it. Like I said, everyone talks about slop nowadays. Everything's bad. Gaming's bad now. Go play an actual bad game. Go educate yourself. All right. Colin, Mega Man 1 through 11. You put these all back to back.
Yeah, I did. Not the first time or the second or the third.
You could probably get through them very quickly.
Yeah, Mega Man 1, I'm better than average for sure at 7 and 8, but those are the games that I would struggle most with. I think 7 in particular is quite hard, actually. And the last boss in 7 is ridiculous. Like it's like comparable to the other games. But yeah, so I played Kingdom Hearts last year, and then I was like, I want to play something like more comfortable. Like I didn't feel under any pressure at the end of the year to, try to fill in gaps or get a better feel of the year within the year for, postulating about what might be the best games of the year and all the rest. So I felt kind of unencumbered by that. And I was like, all right, let's just go play something comfortable and do something. And so I actually downloaded Mega Man 11 and I started playing it. I'm like, man, I'm not like good at this. And Mega Man 11 is a more dynamic game than the other Mega Man games. And in fact, I feel like it's not even really a classic Mega Man game in a lot of ways. But so I was like, yeah, let me make my bones a little bit again and like get back into the swing of things. And so I downloaded the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, and that's Mega Man 1 through 6. And so I started just playing through them, and then I got sucked into the challenge modes, which I did back in the day too. And in Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, there are 54 challenges, and the challenges are basically, and I actually made one of the challenges. It's specifically on the 3DS version. It's called Moriarty's Test. And they're basically just little snippets of different stages and different scenarios that you're kind of put into via emulation. So it's like they're doing it like they're popping you into the game. They do the same thing. Like if you look at the bosses in the compendium, like you can actually just go and fight any of them because they'll just pop you like right into that part of the game. And so the collections are like, or the challenges are like, Mega Man 1 Remix Challenge, and it's like 7 different parts of different stages. You do them all at once, and you're like trying to do them quickly. Like that, it's all about time challenges or whatever. And then when you get to Mega Man 2, then they'll start integrating Mega Man 1 and 2 together, plus just do Mega Man 2 stuff. And then Mega Man 3 comes along, and then it's integrating all 3 of them, and then Mega Man 3 by itself, or just 3 with 2, or 3 with 1, and 4 and 5 and 6. And so you get to all of these things, and before you know, you have these 54 challenges of like boss rush between the games, boss rush with all of the games. So like you have to fight, 40 bosses or whatever it is. It would actually be 36, I think. And so on and so on and so on. It would have to be more than 36, right? 8 times 5, 40. No, 46. It's 46. And so you have to do all of them, do them without the special weapons, do it without using rush, do it with, and I got sucked into these things like more than the games. The games are great. I fucking love the games, and we'll get into the games. But as I was going through, I started tackling and gold medaling all of the challenges. And then I was like, maybe I'll just do them all, or at least 50 of them, because you need to do 50 golds in the 54 challenges. So you have a little bit of leeway. And I ended up spending days and nights really, until 4 or 5 in the morning, just playing and mastering these challenges. And then I ultimately got the trophy for it. And it's actually the 4th rarest trophy I've ever earned.
Wow.
And it's just a bronze trophy. It's a 0.4% of people that have played the game got it or whatever. So I played all 6 of those and did all the challenges. And then I went on to Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, which I'll get into in a minute. What I want to say about Mega Man 1 through 6 is that these games are immaculate. And even 1, which is a very flawed game, you're heavy in that game. It doesn't feel quite right. It's not quite there yet. Mega Man 2 obviously is a fan favorite, but you can't slide, no rush kind of thing. Although there is a rush kind of component. They just call them items. And I've been watching a lot of this. I don't watch a lot of gaming content, as people know. Really, the gaming content that and I don't listen to podcasts or anything like that for gaming. I watch random shit. Like I watch Lazy Game Reviews because I love his like breakdowns of PC stuff. And I watch 8-Bit Guy because I really like his old school shit. And I watch Summoning Salt because I just think he's amazing. And one of these random things that I found was this streamer named Arcus. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, Arcus. And I don't watch streams, but I watch his like compilations. And he only does NES games, but he's like an expert. Like, and he does these randomized speed runs of like 10 games at a time or whatever. And it's just like everything within the NES. And he has like he wears like a cowboy hat or something.
I've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He actually looks like a guy I used to work with like to a T at IGN named Sam. And so
Claiborne?
Yeah, Claiborne. He looks just like Sam Claiborne. Yeah. Like, and it's funny because Sam Claiborne's a big NES nerd as well, and that's I think how we ended up meeting, because Sam emailed me when I worked at IGN, and that's how he ended up there. Mm-hmm. So I actually thought it was him because I was like, oh, this is perfect. But anyway, I've been watching a lot of his stuff, and though I am deeply familiar with the NES and it's my favorite console of all time, and I've played most of these games, seeing some of them for the first time, random games, whatever, like, like Solstice and shit like that. And it's like, there are just so many games, and you know what? Like, almost none of them are on this level. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, there are very few games that are, and I remember when we did the top 100 NES games at IGN, I made this argument where it's like all 6 Mega Man games are in there, but I'm like, if we're being realistic, like if we're really judging this properly, all of those games are in the top 25 on the NES. Mm. And we actually ended up spreading them out a lot more than that so we didn't look crazy. But I know I'm a huge fanboy of Mega Man, and I accept that. But at the same time, classic Mega Man specifically, I actually don't give a shit about Legends or Star Force or anything like that. I don't. It just reiterates to me, I'm like, damn, these games are fucking sick. Like, they are the perfect mixture of gameplay and aesthetic. And one of the things I was saying to Mike, I was like, they're so deeply anime. It's funny, like how they try their best to portray that. Mm-hmm. And you only really see it in like the stage select screen, or like when you select one and then they do like their weird move and it like says their name underneath. It's like very campy and strange. And they're just so good, dude. And so the way they build on themselves and become this bigger and bigger thing, and playing them back to back, especially, but as a kid, as I was buying them as a little kid, and like, Mega Man 1, I first played at my neighbor's house, my grandma's neighbor's house, and Mega Man 2, I was obsessed with it. I used to rent it over and over again. That's how I first became, we were like completely obsessed with it, where the people at the video store were like, why don't you just want to keep it or buy it? Like it was like a Showtime Video. It was the video store in Long Island. And so I got 3 for Christmas in 1990. I was in first grade, I guess, second grade, something like that. And that's when I truly fell in love with I was like, this is a formula. And then with 4, so you get the slide and you get rush, and then 4, you get the superpower shot, and then they start fucking with the story. So Wily isn't the bad guy in 4, 5, and 6. I mean, ultimately he is, but it makes it seem like, Dr. Cossack is the one in 4, and Proto Man is the bad guy in 5, and Mr. X is the bad guy in 6. So I just feel like these are really special games, to the point where if people don't get it, I almost don't understand what they don't see, about the gaminess of it. And I think that was recaptured specifically with 9 and 10 in such an extraordinary way. Yeah. So Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 is 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, this is where I think there are problems with Mega Man, specifically with 7 and 8, and 10 to a degree. But Mega Man 7 is an SNES game. The timing was, in terms of release, was Mega Man X, Mega Man 6, Mega Man X2, Mega Man 7, Mega Man X3. And I feel like by this point, we had already realized what I think was true about a lot of SNES games, which was that the sprites are too fucking big. This is the thing I was obsessed with since I was a kid. It's why I don't like Super Metroid. I've said it over and over again. It's like Samus is huge. Look at it. Look at the screen. She takes like 10% of the fucking screen.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
And it was within this time, and we couldn't really put it we couldn't articulate it, or I couldn't. It's like, this jump from NES to SNES would have been so much better if we jumped to 16:9 aspect ratios at this point. But we didn't. We were, 2 generations off from that. And so really 3 generations off from that. I think there were widescreen games on like even PS1, but so Mega Man 7 just never had that magic for me. It even when it came out, I'm like, the bosses are kind of flat and boring. It's not incredible. It's very beige and weird. And it takes a lot from Mega Man X. And I don't like, one of the weird things it does, which I think is strange, is it embraces the Game Boy Mega Man game mantra of giving you 4 bosses at a time instead of 8. Mm-hmm. So you fight 4 of them and you go to the next 4 after that. And I'm like, well, why? And to me that, and then Mega Man 8 does the same thing. And I'm like, this is a lack of vision for what Mega Man is. You're doing this because you don't want to make the stages interplay with each other and give you places to use the weapons and to use rush and to like, you don't want to design it like that. You want to have 4 stages that interplay and then another 4 stages that interplay because it's easier for you. And I felt like even as a kid, I was like, this is such a stupid cop out. 8 is probably better than 7. 8 is a PS1 game. It's famous for its ridiculous anime cutscenes.
So good.
And its voice acting.
So good. There's
some pretty good shit in those. Like they're so compressed, by the way. It's so funny.
It's a game.
Yeah, there are cool bosses in it. Like I like Clown Man.
The stage is cool.
Well, because it gets more into, and 11 really kind of recaptures this completely, which is cool. But it's like these robots are supposed to have practical applications. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I love about Tundra Man in Mega Man 11, who's like one of my favorite robots. It's a figure skating robot. It's awesome. And so like when you're fighting him, he's like dancing around and there's like, if you look at the stage, there's always a spotlight on him. It's like really clever shit. You know, and so Clown Man was just one of those things where I was like, yeah, he's a circus robot. Like this makes it doesn't have to be like some killer fucking missile man, you know, kind of thing. It's supposed to be, but then they have that other stuff like Tengu Man, Sword Man is in Mega Man 8. He's really cool. Mm-hmm. Now, Mega Man 9 and 10 are in the collection as well, and those go back to the 8-bit aesthetic. And Mega Man 9 is particularly very special because it is unbelievable that it ever happened, I guess. I think to a lot of people, it's like, wow, this is crazy that you guys did this. 10 is obviously even crazier because they did it again, but 9 was made in the archetype of 2. And this is what I think is disappointing about Mega Man 10 and what was reiterated for me about Mega Man 10 was Mega Man 10 had an opportunity to either base itself on 3 or 4, but they just based itself on 2 again. And what I mean by that is Mega Man 9 has no slide. So it has to be either Mega Man 1 or Mega Man 2 coded, as it were. But Rush is in it. So that would be like more like Mega Man 3. But you'll remember and Brad, because you played the Mega Man games recently, it's like they get longer and longer. So, or at least they get long and then they stay long. So what ends up happening is Mega Man 1, you go to Wily's Castle after the bosses, you win. Mega Man 2, you fight all the bosses and then you go to Wily's Castle and you win. Mega Man 3, you fight all the bosses, then you go back to 4 of the stages and fight the Mega Man 2 bosses. Then you go to Dr. Wily's Castle. Mega Man 4, you fight all the bosses, you go to Dr. Kosik's castle, then you go to Dr. Wily's castle, and so on and so on and so on. But Mega Man 10 is just like, no, it's just Mega Man 2 again. And I remember I reviewed it at IGN, and I remember playing it and being like, I remember anticipating, I'm like, there's going to be more. And then it just ends. And it's like, wow, that kind of sucks. Because this is so good. Why didn't you build and maybe integrate the slide again or whatever? Because I know Inafune was the producer of 9 and 10, but I know that they were and I wonder how you feel about this, Brad, having played them. Like they felt like Mega Man 4 kind of broke Mega Man in a way because because that's when you can power up your shot. So you're just holding B down the entire time. Much like playing Mario and holding B down the entire time you play, which is like the way most people play.
Yeah.
And they felt like that broke it. And I know they didn't want to go back to that, I guess. But it showed like a certain level of resistance that I felt was counterintuitive to where the series was going. And then you get to Mega Man 11 many years later. I guess it was 8 years later. And Mega Man 11 is very Mega Man X coded in a lot of ways. Like it almost feels like the Mega Man and Mega Man X are connected. And like they're literally connected series to each other. There is this mystery about what really happens between them. And Mega Man 11 feels like it if written differently and positioned differently, could have almost been that game. And I think the bosses are really cool. There's like a lot of really neat boss enemies, but I also think it being in 2.5D, it kind of loses itself a little bit. The one thing that I think they do really well, though, is that, and I think 9 and 10 even start doing this a little bit more, is that for the first time, and 7 and 8 do it obviously too, is like it makes it feel the world more lived in, like it's a place that things are happening within.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated that as well. But Mega Man 11 introduces like the gear system where you can slow down time. And that used to be a special weapon that you would use. You know, Flash Man or Bright Man, whatever, Centaur Man. And so I spent a lot of time with them. And then, by the way, reversing back to Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, I did all the challenges there. So it's a little bit easier, but still very hard. You have 78 challenges and you have to do 50 of them. So you have, and they're split between the different games. So you have a little bit more leeway. So I got all the trophies in that. And then Mega Man 11, dude. There's a thing when you beat the game that you unlock. There's a shit ton of options in the game, which is really cool. They deserve a lot of credit because they did a lot of work in like putting all this optional shit in the game. And different difficulty levels and a lot of trophies to earn. But there's this thing called Dr. Light's Trial. And you can look it up if you want. It's really fucking hard. And it's 30 stages, like 30 screens or 30 areas. And you have to do them all without dying in a row.
Wow.
They're always positioned the same way. And that's necessary to get the platinum trophy. And I finally did it the other night. It probably took me, no joke, I would assume a couple hundred attempts, something like that, to do it, to like really learn it. And I also was watching videos and like trying to study what other people were doing. And that was like but I was so relieved because I was like, well, I can really get the platinum trophy in this. This trophy's out of the way. I have to beat the game in an hour, which is hard, but doable. So I'm well positioned in the coming days, hopefully, to get the Mega Man 11 platinum. So yeah, that's what I've been spending a lot of my time with. And I don't even it's funny, man. I've been so immersed in Mega Man that once 11 is done, I'm like, I'm not even really sure what I'm supposed to do at this point. Like I have to find a new thing to play because I think Resident Evil is probably the next new release that I even care about. So that's like late February, right?
Chain of Memories, Colin.
Oh, yeah, Chain of Memories. I'm not going back to Kingdom Hearts right now. And a lot of people are, I got to say, Brad, a lot of people are warding me off of Chain. Like Incorrect. A lot of people are trying to ward me off of Chain of Memories, being like, it's going to ruin it for you.
The story is essential. My advice would be, Colin, play it for a little bit, get a feel for it. If you really, really, really don't like it, then watch a movie. But you cannot skip the information in that game. I know you. I think you should experience the game at least for a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think you're probably right in that.
I am right.
That is my style. You know, it's why like Trails has been so overwhelming for me to even try to, Breach in some way, or Yakuza or something like that. It's because I don't want to skip around. I don't feel like that's useful, So anyway, that's all I have to say about it. Brad, where did you end up with your Mega Man playthroughs? Did you do all 6 of them?
6 is the one I'm going to be on. 6 now. Which is funny also, Colin. A couple days ago, I found my hard copy of 6, my NES cartridge still.
Awesome.
Like, oh, shit, dude.
Red label cartridge.
Yeah,
late
like
NES game.
In it, flying on it. Really cool.
The art, they finally were getting the art. But like all Mega Man 1 through 5 are all fucked up box art in their own way. Like they start getting it, but everything still doesn't really look right. Like Mega Man looks weird in that box art. Gravity Man's on that cover. Yeah. But with 6, they finally get it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Capcom didn't publish it. So they weren't in charge of, because it's so funny, dude. Like you look at the Capcom published Famicom versions of Mega Man or Rockman, and it's like, why didn't you use this art? Yeah, what is wrong with you guys? Like the art is so good.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we got to have some shitty art.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I don't know. Like, what did they think? It was too anime or like?
Yeah, probably too kiddie.
But like, what did they, like? I feel like it's almost funny to think that like they could have been a harbinger of things to come if they actually embraced the anime nature of it, because the games would have still been big and they might have even been bigger.
Yeah.
So stupid. I love I got to send it to you if you've never seen it, Brad. There's like the guy who painted the Mega Man 2 box art. He was interviewed about it and like what the experience was like. And it's so funny. Like, he was shown like 2 screenshots of it and he was given like a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's what he came up with.
Before we get into questions, all that, Radec, any history with Mega Man? Anything you want to bring up?
My main experience with it is Mega Man Legends on PS1. Okay. I never beat it back in the day. Like looking at footage of it now, it's like, wow, this is really like one of the best looking PS1 games by far.
It does.
Like the art style of Legends looks phenomenal. What I wanted to ask Colin specifically, since you're a huge Mega Man fan, what was it like being a fan of the franchise in like the early 2010s? Because I made sure to write this down. So Inafune leaves. There's no Mega Man or X in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which people were like super pissed about. Legends 3 is canceled. Universe is canceled. Street Fighter Cross Tekken has bad box art Mega Man, which was like so funny.
Yeah.
And the anniversary game was like a fan game with like Street Fighter characters.
Yeah,
right?
that shit sucked. I reviewed it at IGN and a lot of people were mad at me because I was like so upset about it. Just then I was like, this is what you gave us. Like for this is like so inexcusable and weird. It was dark because Inafune was right. You know, like his observations about what, for people that don't know, I mean, you can just go read it. It's 15 years ago now. I mean, you can go read about it. But like Inafune leaving Capcom was like a very explosive thing because he was willing to actually talk shit and say like our games suck. Like the game, and he means Japanese games because I think he was right. I think Japan did lose it for a minute, and I don't know.
Of like Bionic Commando and Dark Void and all that crap, right?
Right, exactly. And just think about even like Japanese coded role playing games like.
White Knight Chronicles.
Right. Or Hyperdimension Neptunians. Things people like, but it's like, what is this? Like, what happened to you? And I think people were... So I think Inafune leaving that way was instructive. And I know people behind the scenes and, you know, that were in Japan that were like, no, he's totally right. And like... But I think that level of scorched earth, I feel like Capcom was very, very retaliatory about that. And make no mistake, they canceled all that shit because of him. And like Mega Man Universe was done. I know someone who played it, Ryan Clements at IGN.
Oh,
he played it extensively at Tokyo Game Show.
Didn't he also play Last Guardian on PS3?
Yeah, he played Last Guardian on PS3. That's true.
That's so funny.
I played some weird shit too. Like I played, but like nothing that like Deep Down. I played. But there was that. What was that game on Vita and PS3 that was
Ruin?
Ruin. Yeah, I played that.
Yeah. Or Warrior's Lair.
Warrior's Lair. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that was what was annoying about that was like Legends. So Mega Man Legends. Dagan actually bought me. My brother bought me Mega Man Legends for Christmas or for my birthday in 1998. And I like it. And I agree with you. Like the aesthetic of it, like Volnut Mega Man is a really cool design of Mega Man and Roll and all the others as well.
Surbot.
Surbot, obviously iconic.
Tronbon. Yeah.
And Tronbon comes later, of course. And there's a sequel and Tronbon's game and Mega Man 64 port and all of the rest. It's cool. And so Mega Man Legends 3, people were really excited about, which I think was going to be on 3DS, right?
Yes.
And then so they pull the plug on that. He kind of tries to revive that feeling with Red Ash, which we used to call it Red Ash.
Oh my God, dude. And I forgot about that game.
And he never really, because like, Inafune did some good shit with Soul Sacrifice and a few other things, but
yes.
And of course he's so well known for Mega Man, but he produced a lot of other stuff too. I mean, Dead Rising is a big game that he kind of shepherded.
Lost Planet, I think.
Right, Lost Planet is another one, right? So. But then he totally lost his way, and obviously Mighty Number 9 is fucking awful. I mean, it's a really bad game. And he maybe they were right to kind of abandon some of that stuff. But I guess what I'm saying is that it was difficult because we knew it was retaliatory, and it probably set Mega Man back. Well, it did set Mega Man back like a generation. And it wasn't really until the mid-aughts when they started making 11 that I feel like they really started to get it. And what I'm eager about now is to just see if what obviously Mega Man 12 or whatever, Duel or Ride or whatever the fuck it's called. That's going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. That's obviously the continuation of the Mega Man I like. But what I'm really curious about is how they're going to modernize this character. And if they really are willing to do a 3D AAA game, I would argue that Mega Man has never really gotten a AAA treatment before. AAA treatments didn't really exist in the NES and SNES era. To a degree they did, but I mean, when you really even think about the great games of all time, like Final Fantasy VI wasn't it made by like 20 people? Mm-hmm. It's like there's no what does a Mega Man game in modernity look like with a $150 million budget and a team of 300? And that's kind of interesting to me. So if we can have all of these things component, and now this is what I hope Konami as well is doing with Castlevania, and like kind of getting back to it. So yeah, it was a dark time. But Mega Man Universe was Capcom shooting itself in the foot just because that was kind of Mario Maker before Mario Maker. And that might have been kind of like the prototype for that sort of game. So they kind of hurt themselves. And I don't know that it was going to be great, but I feel like it was going to be fine. So yeah, weird time, but.
Also, Brad, I totally forgot about this. I did play 2 other Mega Man games on my PSP. The X remake called Maverick Hunter.
Yeah, Maverick Hunter. Yeah.
and the Powered Up.
Powered Up, yeah, it's a remake of Mega Man 1. Yep, Powered Up I like Powered Up a lot. I was disappointed that it seemed like it was going to be the beginning of something, like they were going to do Mega Man 2 Powered Up and so on. It just never happened, and I don't know why, because it was so Powered Up was pretty good, and they always had a vision for 8 bosses in that game. I think they just couldn't get around to it. That's why Mega Man 2 and onward have 8 bosses, and so they add the 7th and 8th bosses that they had an idea for, which I think was Time Man and Oil Man. And they had a lot of challenge modes and stuff in that game. That was a great early PSP game, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait. So you haven't gotten through 6 yet, Brad?
No.
And so all right. So what are your feelings on the
original, like the 5 I've played?
Yeah. Like, have you enjoyed them? Does one stick out to you? Or any bosses stick out to you, or music, or where are you on this?
3 is the most nostalgic one for me, because that's the one I grew up playing the most. So I like that one. 1, I think, kind of sucks. It's by far the worst out of the originals, I would say.
Yeah, it's very sterile.
2, I think, is like one of the best, just because it restrains itself, I think, in a lot of ways. I'm kind of with you, Colin, as I get annoyed about the charging up of your Buster constantly, like 4 and onwards. I mean, the X games do that too, but it doesn't annoy me as much then. But 5, I liked a lot. I think I liked 5 more than 4, if I can recall off the top of my head. But they're all pretty darn solid, all of those ones. 1's the only one I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, 1 is definitely the weakest, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool from like a historical perspective, and it's cool seeing the DNA and start there. But yeah, it's the weakest to me. But 6, I don't remember at all, really. 7, I don't think I've ever beaten, so I'm excited about that one. And 8, I always liked 8 though a lot, even though it's very cheesy and shit. But I always enjoyed that one.
They kind of nailed.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going
to ask a troll question. How about Mega Man Soccer? Because I actually do have the card of that.
Mega Man Soccer. It was cool when I was a kid. Probably sucks now, but back then that was pretty sick.
It's just a random idea for a spinoff.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I remember. I don't know how I missed it either, because I was a Nintendo Power person, but I remember going to Toys R Us and seeing it and being like, "What the fuck is?" I didn't say that, but I bought it. I was in 5th or 6th grade, I think, and I was like, "What is this?" And what I remember about it is like, there's nothing to really do in it.
No.
It's you just play. I don't think there's even like a league component or anything. Like, you just play exhibitions or whatever. Yeah. So, but I would have bought anything. And that game does have pretty good box art comparable to.
It does.
Like Top Man's on the box art or something, which is so weird. Like some boring
Man, Gemini Man,
right?
Like just kicking a flying or flaming soccer ball.
Oh,
super random.
Did you see? Dustin bought me this for Christmas, which I thought was really kind. The vinyl for Mega Man 2 and 3.
Oh no, I didn't see that. That is cool.
That's fire.
And I was saying to him that I love the back because it's all the bosses, but I like how Gemini Man's there twice, which is cool.
Yeah, that is good. That's good shit, dude. Yeah, very nice. But yeah, so Colin, before this episode, I was planning on having you back again because you were playing Mega Man. I was going to try to beat 6 before then, but I just couldn't get through it in time for this episode, but we'll make it happen.
You couldn't spend that 45 minutes?
No, because it'll take me more than 45 minutes. That's for sure.
Well, we'll play them on the stream. What I was thinking about doing on the stream was, and it will have already happened, but by the time people hear this, is maybe we'll just have like a poll where people can just vote on the next game that we play, whatever, sure. 1 through 11.
Yeah, whatever order people want to see, for sure.
So for the Legacy collections, for the trophy list, is it like a platinum for every game, or is it like just one platinum?
No platinums on either of them.
What?
No platinums. It's just downloadable trophy list.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sucks.
I should piss it off so much, man.
I wish I was a little more like that. Was when I had the first one. Was when I had I had Capcom's ear. Like, I was very friendly with their PR people. They, like I said, they gave me an option to put up. They knew I was a huge Mega Man fan. They put my test in the game. Where if I knew, I would have been like, you guys are making a huge mistake. Like, I wish I was aggressive enough. They probably would have been rolled their eyes, but it was like, let me give you a sample of what it should be. And honestly, the triggers especially knowing how it works now with our games, like emulating the games and then having those very simplistic games and then putting triggers in for certain things would be kind of trivial, I think. So comparable to like doing, why collectibles are often broken and all the rest in these more modern games. So I wish I was more assertive, but I wasn't. But by Mega Man 11 has a platinum. So
and all the other collections like Zero and
Zero collection has a platinum. Yeah, and Mega Man X collections have platinums too. So at that point, they and I have the platinum in Mega Man X Collection 1. I never Mega Man X5, X6, X7, X8. No thanks.
Yeah, they go downhill.
At some point, I'll do it, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm like X5 is like still hanging on, but by the time they get to X6, it's like, oh geez.
Yeah, it's over by then.
Did you see that story about the Croc remaster? Like it launched without platinum.
I saw
and then
that.
They had to reissue like a different SKU just to add like a platinum, which was so funny to me.
Right, because as I understand it, I don't know if this is fixed with PS5, but I don't think it is because there's like a whole new nesting system with trophies now. But
yeah,
it's like the trophy in the position it's in the list cannot be moved. So, but you can re-trigger that trophy in a different way. And I think Rainbow Six Siege was the big game that did that, right? Where they like redid all the trophies. But if you had the trophy already in the 4th position, and then the new 4th position trophy was kill 1,000 enemies or whatever, but then you already had that trophy, like you already had it, you earned it. So like it was but they've tried to figure out a way to like change things. Now I think there's like a new nesting system, which is why I think that Call of Duty doesn't have platinum trophies, which is so ridiculous. Fucking weird. So I think the PS4 versions have platinums, if the PS5 versions don't. Very strange.
It's like with when I played Tomb Raider Remastered 1 through 3, I had to specifically do the PS4 version because those 3 games all have their own like platinum trophy, but the PS5 version, no platinum trophy. It's like, what are you guys doing, man?
Yeah,
like,
I think Sony broke.
They changed something with PS5. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like I think they were trying to do something and they broke. And they were like, "Oh, this actually has this unintended consequence of fucking up our ability to do split platinum trophies," which was a big thing.
It's like how Legacy of Thieves Collection, like it's only 1 platinum for like both games. And one of the trophies on the Uncharted 4 list is get all the trophies in Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Right.
Which I've never seen before. Like,
yeah, right. So it could cause a cascading effect up to the platinum, which is cool if you were to earn them in a certain order. But I noticed that. Yeah, it's I don't think each Mega Man game should have a platinum trophy because that would be sick. But I think, and you could do it. I mean, like beat the game without using special weapons, beat the game without dying, beat the game. Like you could do that kind of thing. But just giving it one general platinum where you would say like, beat Mega Man 1, beat Mega Man 1 without dying, beat Mega Man 2, beat Mega Man 2 without dying. Just something very simple, but something
only the P shooter shit like that.
Right, exactly. So that was disappointing at the time, but it's still people still didn't get trophies totally at that time. There's still studios that don't really get it. I don't know like how hard it is to understand it, but okay, fair enough.
Shout out to Konami. I know people give them shit, but Metal Gear Solid Collection, Master Collection number 1. Trophy list and the platinum for 1, 2, 3, and the 2 NES games. That's the way you should do it.
And you could download them a la carte, right? Too. So because I want to get Metal Gear 1 and 2 because I never played the original. Like I think I might have when they were in MGS3 maybe or something, Subsistence or something like that. But like the port of Metal Gear we got on NES is not the real Metal Gear, but that's the one that I know. There's like the MSX port. That's like the more true. Most people know, the NES one. Yeah.
There's a funny meme going around. It's like playing the Metal Gear Solid franchise in chronological order. It's like Metal Gear Solid 5, it's, people going crazy. And then it goes to Metal Gear 1. It's like some shitty top-down MSX graphics. Like, I might do that one day, but we'll see.
That game is the NES port anyway is very memorable because it seemed so advanced. And in a way it was very interesting. You like got items and you had to figure out what to do. It was very puzzle oriented. Yeah. Cool game. Great print ads for Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear as well. One of my favorites.
Areola Connoisseur wrote in, greetings SS. I bought the Mega Man Legacy Collection during the PSN holiday sale and foolishly turned the game off after beating 3 out of the 6 Robot Masters, thinking it would save. Oof. Since that painful lesson, I've Googled to see if I can save the game, only to get conflicting responses and vague answers. Figured I'd try my luck here. Also, any tips for Mega Man 1 from Cobra Commander himself? Wishing you all the best from beautiful, sunny Puerto Rico.
I think there's save states in the collection, but Mega Man 1 Man 1 it doesn't even have a password system. So you have to beat it in one go, which is when you know how to do it, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so demoralizing. It was like back in the day, the NES days when you would write down the passwords wrong. I got into the habit of when I would write a password down, I would shut the, we have to go to church or whatever. And then, so you're like scribbling things down, and then I would shut the game off and then turn it back on and put the password in just to know at that moment if I did it right or not. So that I wouldn't come back after like a few hours later and be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Little Colin losing his mind. So I totally understand what you mean. And it does suck. Mega Man 1 is tough. It's probably the hardest of the original 6. The funny thing about it, I learned this when I was doing the boss rush with no special weapons for Mega Man 1, is like, it's really not balanced. Like Elecman, for instance, is really strong. Like fighting, the only way to really beat him with a Mega Buster is like, you have to like get him caught in a loop, basically. And you have to like kind of study how to do that. It's so annoying. So with that in mind, Mega Man 1 needs to be approached in a very particular way, which in my opinion is Bomb Man, Guts Man, Cut Man, Elec Man, and then Iceman and Fireman. When you do that in that order, you should always have Bomb Man's very easy to fight without a special weapon, and then you can use the special weapons to just destroy the other guys. The other thing that you might want to keep in mind is that the game is very easy to cheat in if you really want to, and a lot of people do it. With Mega Man 1 is the only game you can pause. Beginning with Mega Man 2, the pause screen brings you to the menu, and they're one and the same. But in Mega Man 1, they're different. And so if you shoot one of the weapons, especially like a weapon with an area of effect, so like the Elec Beam or the Ice Shard or whatever, and then you start pausing the game, when it's hitting an enemy, it'll respawn over and over again, and the hitbox will get hit again and again and again and again. And it's a very easy way to just blast through the game.
Yep.
You could do that on the Yellow Devil and the Mega Man clone in Wily's Castle. You can do it on Wily himself with the Firestorm. So if you're having problems, just do that, with no shame. And also really use the Magnet Beam, which is like the special item in the game. You have to find it. It's in a Elecman stage. It creates platforms for you. And this ends up becoming item 1, 2, 3 in Mega Man 2, and then ultimately Rush in Mega Man 3. But it's very important that you like spam that thing when you can, because you're gonna need it. But Mega Man 1's a true test. If you can get through Mega Man 1, you should have no problem beating the others.
Yep. Jeremy Key wrote in and said, "Hello, intrepid summoners. As a longtime fan of the core Mega Man series, I was delighted to see that all 11 are on deck for today's conversation. Colin, I know you rank 3 at the top. How would you rank the other 10? 6 is my all-time favorite. Finally, let me recommend playing through the Wily Wars 1-3 remake on NSO. I love the music remixes, and for my money, it's the best place to play Mega Man 1. No more falling like a ton of bricks. Thanks for all the content. Keep it up."
Yeah, it's funny, man. Wily Wars, I didn't play Wily Wars until I want to make sure I have the date right. Yeah. Yeah, so I when was it re-released? Because I played it might have been on the Switch, because we have the. Did
they not put it out on those other Legacy collections, like
no,
on PS2 and stuff?
No, I don't think it was anywhere. I'm looking now. No, it wasn't. So here's what I remember about it. Wily Wars was a Sega Channel game, and for Genesis, and it's a remake of 1, 2, and 3. And I want to say it did have a commercial release in Europe in English, and then so like a Mega Drive game, and then I played that on emulator back in the day. But I don't think I ever played it on console or was even really available legally until it came to Switch Online, I think. And it's a really cool game, but my biggest memory of it is just it being on Sega Channel and how mystifying that was to me at the time. Ordering the games, I agree 6 is excellent game. Something like, God, 3, I'm writing it down. 3, 2, like 6, 5. Yeah, but 9 and 10, I don't know. That's tough.
It's tough, yeah.
That'd be a great Sacred Plus episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep it. Yeah,
we'll keep a tier list. Yeah.
Yeah, once Brad's done, we have a lot to do with that, and the bosses too. I want to do the boss tier list whenever Brad finishes.
For like 2 years. Yeah.
Sheep Man S tier.
Splash Woman.
Splash Woman. Yeah.
Sheep Man.
All right. Jonathan Turner wrote, said, "Hey boys, Colin, I finally played Mega Man 1 for the first time over the holiday break on my newly acquired Steam Deck, mainly because you've never led me astray with game recommendations for the audience. I have to say it was a really solid experience, even if it came with its fair share of frustrations. I actually had to pull up your old Kind of Funny playthrough to get through a few bosses using the pause glitch. I've moved on to Mega Man 2 now. What would you say are the biggest differences between the first and second game that I should expect? P.S. Brad, on the episode you did with Micah around the holidays, you mentioned putting creatine powder in your mouth before adding water. That's completely unhinged. Please stand down." I'm going to keep doing it, motherfucker. I'm going to keep doing it.
That is unhinged. Mega Man 2 is incredibly polished. Mega Man 2, I think, was the vision that they always had for Mega Man, and were able to kind of, Mega Man, they were kind of making, and then Mega Man 2, I really think was like a passion project of like, they want to really, it's a classic sequel. A lot of games are like that.
The AC1, AC2 equivalent.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think most Mega Man fans, Mega Man 2 is like the iconic Mega Man game with the most iconic bosses, the most iconic stages, the music. So you're gonna have a great time with it. And then 3, I think, gets a little more somber and a little more dark, and so on and so forth. So you'll have a great time ahead of you. Mega Man 2 is a very manageable, playable game. Like if you beat Mega Man 1, you should have no problems with Mega Man 2.
All right. Very good.
One last question related to Mega Man. What else is there left to port? Because they did all the collections, right?
The legacy games.
Yeah, the Legends.
You're right.
I
wonder if Capcom is going to put that on the PS Plus catalog, like they did with RE, or just make their own collection. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would. It would be wise for them to make a collection. I think it would probably be. It's going to be. Those are going to be the toughest because I don't know how they hold up. Like I haven't played Mega Man Legends in 25 years. More than that at this point. So I really have no idea how they hold up. But that's the last place to go because Star Force is coming out soon, and that will be the end. So, and it all leads up to this the anniversary, this seminal.
Yeah, there's still Command Mission as well, which is a turn-based.
Oh, RPG. The RPG, right?
Oh yeah, there's a few of those, like Command Mission, I mean, there's like the Power Battle and all like some other shit too. But yeah, in terms of series, Legends is the end. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're probably right. Legends is more likely for a collection, but I do think the PSP games would be dope additions to the catalog for sure.
That'd be sick.
It would be cool to do like a Mega Man Oddities style collection of like, here's Wily Wars, here
all the Outcasts.
Like something cool like that. Like here are all the random
soccer
things. Yeah, soccer. Yeah, again, a great example. A few of those kinds of things. I think that would be fun. I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know why you wouldn't. Even if those are like kind of the worst games, just giving people an opportunity to have all of them.
Yeah,
I think would be really fun.
Yeah.
Capcom's been fantastic with collections of like almost all their IP. Like they did like Ghost Trick Remastered, which I never thought would happen.
They're doing a great job. Capcom, Konami's doing a pretty good job too with that stuff. But yeah, they've been treating, and I should say for the Mega Man Anniversary collections or the Legacy collections, the accoutrements, like the museum stuff and all the writing and all, it's really good for people that are. I mean, if you have a lot of the Mega Man books, which I do, like the art books and all the none of it's really new information for you, but a lot of it is compiled in a very nice digital way. You can zoom in on the art and really take everything in and go listen to all the music and really nice odes. And they must be dirt cheap at this point.
Yeah. All right, next game is Puppeteer.
Oh, wow.
PS3.
I was so happy when I saw that.
Yeah, well, I was like, I started it like a little, like last week, just a little bit because I had my PS3 hooked up already. I was like, man, I just kind of want to play Puppeteer. Then when I knew it was both of you going to be on this, I was like, okay, now is the time to actually talk about it. So I only got to play a couple hours of it, but this is a fucking delightful game, and I'm so mad it's not available on anything else aside from PS3. Well, you could probably stream it, I'm assuming, right, Radec?
It's on the streaming catalog for PlayStation Plus Premium, but you got to play it natively.
Yeah, you got to play. It's like, I don't want to stream any of those games. I'm just not going to do it. So you need it natively. It is such a charming little game. I feel like this should be more, it kind of is, but it is like a cult classic, I suppose, but I feel like it should be more of one. Do you know what I mean? It should be talked about more. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it outside of a few, like people who are into PlayStation quite a bit. Yeah,
it's just me.
Pretty much just you nowadays. But this was a Japan studio game, of course, who are long gone, but we enjoyed many of their games. Tokyo Jungle, all that good stuff. Also stranded on the PS3.
Yep.
They need to do a collection of all those like weird little games. Get those out, but Sony doesn't care about that anymore. I was looking at the director of this game, Gavin Moore. I have never heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
He was the director of Demon's Souls Remake. He worked on The Getaway back in the day. And he was at Sony for like a long time, actually. Yeah. He left when Studio Japan shut down. But yeah, Gavin Moore, his influence in Puppeteer is like felt throughout the entire game.
Yeah. But Puppeteer is just a 2D, 3D, 0.5 2D, whatever game going through where you are a little puppet. And the mechanics, there are some like pretty basic mechanics like platforming, but there are unique things like the scissors you get later on. You get these like scissors that are like kind of your main weapons.
Calibers.
And you could use them to, of course, chop enemies, but they are used for like traversal, like chopping leaves and moving up. So it's something you use throughout a lot of the game. But what's so special about the game is the presentation is what really stands out. This game's art direction is still fantastic. The way that it transfers scenes between scene is like extremely creative. The voice acting is actually really good also for the time. So basically how the game works for anyone who doesn't know is it's all set up like a play. So you have the curtains that open up and you have a narrator going throughout the whole game explaining what's happening. And you have characters that come out on stage and they're like all like kind of these like wood puppets or like big stuffed animal things. And the writing is really good with them. There's a lot of good humor. The lighting, especially, I think, is excellent. It's one of those games where I'm like, God, dude, they really nailed that lighting. Like, what's really funny about it, Rack, is I booted it up and it's like, do you want to play this in 3D? And I was like, man,
I was going to ask you that.
I've not heard that in a long time. Asking to play in 3D on a PS3 game. But dude, this is such a sweet, special little game. I think if you have not played this, it is a hassle to get through unless you want to stream it and you're fine with that. But it's a must play for a PlayStation Deep Cut, especially. It just saddens me that not enough people have played this game. Even when this game came out, the store I bought it from, they had no idea the game existed at the time. When I went to the GameStop to buy it, they didn't know what I was talking about the day it came out. And I was like, dude, this is a bad sign. But it came out, it was like $40, I think.
Yeah, it was a $40 release, yeah.
September 2013, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But throughout the whole game, you are this puppet who gets his head eaten off by the villain. Really on Kuduro, yeah. His head is eaten by the Moon Bear King. So throughout the whole game, you kind of collect different heads. There's like a skeleton head you get or a spider head. And these kind of act like your health. If you get hit, your head bounces off. And obviously, if you don't get collect it, you die. But these heads can do different things. And depending on certain areas, there are instances where you have to activate a specific head to get like a bonus or unlock a new secret little area. And I think there's some sort of like Metroidvania elements is like there's stuff I can't unlock yet. Yeah. Like I have to come back later on, which is cool with me. But yeah, it's just a really awesome little platforming game. The platforming is good. I think it's not like blowing me away or anything. Like it's not
a little floaty. It's a little
very
bit
floaty. It's very like maybe if Little Big Planet pisses you off, maybe you won't enjoy it so much. But it is a little floaty. But I think the presentation of this game just carries so much of it. There's so much love put in. It's crazy. Like there's characters you meet throughout the game. Like very early on, you start with this floating cat who's around.
Yeah, I love the cat so much, man.
And you use him to interact with stuff. But throughout the game, you kind of unlock these like lore storybooks with them, and you can find out more about these characters. And man, these are kind of tragic, some of them. So I'm really impressed even today with the presentation of this game. It's a fucking rad game. Colin, did you ever play this?
Yeah, I reviewed it at IGN.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I remember it's $40 price point, and I was just looking at my review of it, and it's like I was reading what I was writing, and it's like, yeah, it was really I called it like an essential part of like PS3 swan song, where it was like everything was starting to kind of wind down.
Yeah.
And I've sold this story before, so it'll be redundant to some sacred listeners. But the thing I remember most about this game, and it has to do with Gavin Moore, is so yeah, it was September. It seemed like the embargo lifted at like midnight on like September 3rd or whatever, and it must have been like the next week I was in Japan for Tokyo Game Show, and I went to Japan Studio to see something or whatever, and he came up to me with like a couple of other people and I was in the cafeteria actually of the building, and he came up to me and introduced himself, and he's like, we just wanted to thank you for really showing respect to our game and playing our game and enjoying our game or whatever. And they were like really grateful for it, because I think the game, just like you said, it came like no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
And I was always kind of mystified. It's very similar to how I feel about Gran Turismo 6, although that's a different sort of situation where it's like, why did you alienate this great, like, what was even the point of making this if you're not going to support it? Like, what are you doing? And
that's how we feel about Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus as well. It's
right,
like,
exactly.
The PS4.
And that was an interesting one too, because that was like a return to form Ratchet game that no one really knew existed. You know, like where they're like, yeah, we're doing Ratchet again, like the way you like it. It's not a fucking tower defense game anymore. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like the spiritual successor to A Crack in Time or whatever. So I that's what I will always remember that encounter. And I appreciated it. It was cool, but I was like, yeah, the game's great. I mean, I wish I had more forethought. We were encouraged not to do this sort of thing, which I understand, but like getting people to sign shit or whatever. I used to break that sometimes. Like I had Inafune sign all sorts of shit. He drew me a picture of Mega Man.
Yeah. Awesome.
And signed my copy of Mega Man 3 and Rock Band 3 and all that kind of stuff. So but I remember when I was dispatched to go interview Green Day, and people knew I loved, Trey Cool, and I loved Green Day back in the day. And they're like, you can't ask them to sign anything. And I'm like, oh, all right. Bummer. Yeah. Meanwhile, they would have done it. Who cares?
Yeah.
So what's funny about what you said there, Shuhei Yoshida, he was on Bokeh Studios' YouTube channel for like an interview. And for the listeners, Bokeh is made up of Keiichiro Toyama of Silent Hill, Siren, Gravity Rush. And I wrote down, Kazunobu Sato, who was the lead game designer on Puppeteer. So this was their studio. They had Shuhei on. And what was really telling is like one of the parts of that interview is they talk about Puppeteer. And Shuhei's like, yeah, it should have been the PS4 launch game. Yeah. I kind of messed up there.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that would have been awesome, dude. That would have been sick to have that as a launch game for PS4. Yeah,
it would have been like cross-gen. Just make it cross-gen. Like, who cares?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of sent it out to die, which is a big shame because it's a fucking awesome game. And we'll probably never do another one. This time I've only beaten like the first world. Like each world is viable.
Oh, Act 1?
Yeah, it's like the first act.
Ends with like Tiger, right?
Yeah, the Tiger boss fight is awesome, by the way. It's really cool. This game has such cool characters, man. They're so well, and like the animations in this game are top notch too. But yeah, the first one.
It's really an underrated cast of villains. It's like kind of Metal Gear Solid, like in the way you got Moon Bear King, who's your main guy, and all his generals like a tiger,
it's
rabbit,
very Sly Cooper coded in that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got your clockwork and all that kind of stuff. But you get, I think in each world you kind of get like a power that's permanent. If I remember correctly, like I got the shield recently where you can reflect stuff.
Oh, with like the Nighthead?
Yeah, really cool. And there's always like a story tied to like the Nighthead and like how you have this Knight's head and all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. But yeah,
especially the story's kind of fucked up. Like the more you play, you realize what's going on. It's like, oh wow, this is like kind of sad, really.
Yeah,
and that's old Gavin Moore. That's like the British influence in this like working with a Japan studio. It really is a special game. I love it so much, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I encourage you out there to give it a shot if you can. I know it's not super easy to play, but definitely worth your time, in my opinion.
Did you play with a Move controller?
No,
as like your player? No,
I never had a Move controller. I did not. What have you done that with? Just like the cat, I guess, or something like that?
So it's only for 2-player mode, and it's like it controls like the light. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Stringy07 wrote and said, hello there, summoners. First, I'm glad to see Puppeteer receive some attention from the LSM team. It is easily one of, if not the top underrated game I mention in any conversation with friends that know anything about gaming. For the group, what was your favorite aspect of the game? The game mechanics, story delivery, art direction. I'd love to hear more of your impressions, as I've never had the chance to digest the game with anyone since no one played it. I'll take my copium in the hopes of ever seeing a native release of the game on current hardware. Thanks for all you do, and stand down, Kevin. All right, favorite aspect for sure is just the art direction and how it's handled. All these like really wooden characters that are supposed to be puppets and all this, how they animate. It's really impressive, especially for a $40 game, dude. Like, damn. Pulled it off, and now I'm depressed the rack that you told me that story about Shuhei. saying it should have been on PS4.
Yeah, they really should have, man. They dropped the ball there.
You got Knack instead of this.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. Like, you picked the wrong Japan studio game to lead your the PS4 launch.
Yeah, fucking brutal, dude.
But yeah, that game, as you said, the presentation top notch. Once you're gonna meet a character named Mr. Pink, who I love so much. He's like the flamingo character.
It's been a while since I played through it all, so I don't remember.
Okay.
I haven't played through it. That came out pretty much. So it's been fun revisiting it.
It's so good, dude.
I believe it, dude. All the characters so far have been fantastic. That fat bitch in the kitchen or whatever yelling.
Oh, the witch? Yeah.
She's great. All right. Boys, let's move on to Sort It Out. On this segment, we just talk about something in the game industry that we're not pleased with, that needs a little work. It's a little sorting, if you will. Colin, anything that comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I it's funny. I had brought this up on a recent interview I did, but I want to say it on our air as well and get your thoughts on it. But I am distressed by creatives. I want to underline that, creatives talking about their use of AI. And I don't know where they get off thinking that that's okay to do. The conversation, and I don't know the details of it, so I'm not accusing anyone of doing anything, but I saw that a lot of this conversation over the holidays was about something Larian had said about their use of AI, and also people getting upset because Expedition 33 was removed from like the Indie Game Awards or whatever because of their use of AI. I thought they should have been removed from the Indie Game Awards because they're not an indie game, but there's that famous indie outfit Kepler.
Yeah.
I feel like AI is a wonderful and interesting and compelling tool to get answers. It is, as I've described to people, the most inconceivably useful search engine that you can possibly imagine, or a thing where you can just ask instead of, it's like what Ask Jeeves kind of tried to do back in the day, where it's like, like ask specific things, like we're going to give you specific answers to things. But I feel like we should be using it, in my opinion, to find answers to conclusive, like a math equation, or I get a little confused about people's approach to doing it, being like, yeah, I have an idea, like a concept artist. Oh, I have an idea, and I kind of put it in and it shows me like what the scene looks like. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You just got a prompt. You prompted AI and it gave you like an image, and that's your concept. Are you serious? Like you admit that. And I saw this with who even knows like what the context was, but the Duffer Brothers, the Stranger Things guys.
Oh yeah,
had a ChatGPT window open.
Tab, right?
Yeah, like when they were writing the script for one of the episodes of their show, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing, dude. Like, what are you fucking doing? You are offloading human creativity, not the answer to a math question, not how can I do this programming thing more efficiently or whatever. Like, you're literally having it give you ideas. That's sad. I could never, and I actually went and when all this was happening, I talked to Barry, who is the majority owner and the lead of my studio, Lilymo. And I'm like, I just want to, I emailed him and I'm like, I want to be clear because we haven't talked about this at all. Like, I assume we are vehemently against AI use in any way in our games. And but I just want to verify, like we've communicated this to like our freelancers and like the people working on the games, right? Like. And then I later go and did our Discord and I see that he's like told everyone, like, just to be clear, like, and he emailed me back and forth. It's like, absolutely not. Like, this is the fun is making it up.
Right.
I don't understand where this is all going. And I'm a little confused why people don't care. Imagine if you read a novel written by a computer. is that really reading a novel? Is that a novel? Is it really? Or is it a facsimile of one from a fucking computer? And I want to maintain the human element in our games. I know I've said this ad nauseum, and I know I'm not writing things as deep as like Dawn of the Blood Walker, or whatever the fuck, Blood of the Dawn Walker, or whatever that game's called, or Exodus, or whatever. I know, I get it. But like, the fun is making it up. And I do research and I go read about things. Like when I was writing Habroxia, it's like I was reading a lot about different star systems and like what's like what are some proximate star systems and like what are some possibilities for places where like, but I'm incorporating, and of course I'm inspired by things, right? I always bring up the thing that in Twin Breaker, like a wormhole appears in orbit around Saturn or orbit around Mercury. That is directly inspired by and copied from Interstellar, where a wormhole appears in orbit around Saturn. But that's what I keep telling people is like, it's about selective inspiration. Like the things I see, the things that pass through me and what I'm inspired by and what I'm listening to. And so I see this stuff and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And now I have deep questions about a lot of games, about your prompting. And again, I'm not making any specific accusations against any specific game or studio. It's just that I get this strange feeling, the way this is being discussed, that like you have concept artists and designers putting shit in AI and getting feedback about things. And I'm like, that's a line that you've crossed, in my opinion. Period. And so I'm really interested in where this is all going. And the big thing that I keep getting to is all of this AI stuff seems to be predicated on this idea that we need to do things quicker and cheaper. And I simply ask the question, why? Does the market demand your game? Is there a vacuum right now for product? Gotta meet it. Gotta meet that demand for games. There are 20,000 of them released last year, but we gotta meet the demand for games. We gotta get it done quicker, more. I hope this blows up in all their faces. And people that are really doing this shit, and I don't know who you are, you can go fuck yourselves. You are not game designers and you're not developers. You are a conduit by which an AI is giving you everything you're using and setting the predicate. And I think it's weird. I think it's weird that you would even admit it. Yeah. That's what I think is weird. Not even, it's less weird that you're cheating. It's more weird that you are saying it.
Mm-hmm. Like Level 5. They came out and said, like, we're using generative AI on
Deca Police or whatever. Yeah. It's like, I actually did see that. Yeah, and it sucks. It's like, why?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, you guys make Dark Cloud, bro. Like, you don't need to use AI.
you can do whatever dude. They made some, like, I don't want to get down to the road to Level 5. The thing that bothers me is I just don't understand to what end. It's like, well, it saves us money and gets things done quicker. And I'm like, that's a you fucking problem. You know, I really feel like this branding that I keep talking about on games, like there needs to be like a syndicate in games that's like willing to say, like, we're going to have an ESRB like rating, like where we're going to vet games that don't do this and have some sort of branding where it's like no AI was used in the making of this game.
I think Steam has something like that, like a tag. Something about AI. I can look it up.
It's I don't know how you guys feel about it. Maybe I'm totally off base. I feel like it's super sketchy and weird. And why doesn't the computer just make the whole game?
Yeah, I mean,
and by the way,
we're getting there.
I want to say this too. It doesn't matter if you know or not. And I want to be really clear about that. The example I always use is like someone serves you a cake. You eat it and you like it. And they're like, by the way, I mixed my own shit into that cake. You didn't know and you loved it. You loved it. And it's like, yeah, but there was shit in the cake. You put shit in the fucking cake. It doesn't matter if I knew it or not. And it's the same thing here. Like the AI is going to trick you. AI is already tricking me. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be upset about it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have something to say about the dehumanization of the creative arts, the last bastion of like what makes us so. And it's what I said on my recent interview when I was talking about this. Let's just crawl into the battery pods already. What's the point of even like, let's just create a simulation. We'll live in San Junipero and we'll hang out.
Yeah, we're getting
Why
there.
even bother? The computer knows everything. It's better than everyone, than everything at everything than anyone else. And we'll just defer to it, even for the things we're supposed like. Even for things that are supposed to be fun and fruitful, like making something up. Like you can't even make something up.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is for you. You can't make, it's not solving a problem. How do what's this math equation? I can't make, I don't know how to make it up. The computer's got to tell me what to make up.
Yeah.
Go get a different fucking job.
Go get a different job. If you're in a creative field, it's strange. It
sucks because it's like happening in every industry. Like you all know Timbaland, like famous producer in the music scene. Yeah. He uses AI now. It's like, bro, you're fucking Timbaland.
AI
like,
music. Music.
Yeah, a song, an AI generated country song, "Walk My Walk" by virtual artist Breaking Rust was on the Billboard Top 100 in November.
Dude, even Cardi used it on one of his songs. It's like, bro, like Cardi, like, well, like, why are you doing that, man?
Yeah.
Like,
there are even programs. I mean, I haven't recorded in a studio in many years, and this didn't exist when I was playing drums in a studio. I wish it did, but is like, there are even like metronomic programs that will like fix your drum beats now to like, if you're like losing a little bit of the beat or whatever, like it'll just fix it all and just make it all in 4/4 or whatever beats per minute that you want. And like
proper time signature.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, okay. I mean, I thought music was like music is a crazy level of human expression. Yeah. Let's offload that too. Cool. Fun.
There we go.
That's it.
Future is fun, baby.
Unfortunately, most people, like my IRL friends, don't care.
No, they don't. And I don't understand, like, listen, man, to each their own, I guess. I'm not here to control you and be your parent, but like, I wonder what you do care about. And by the way, I'm not saying about video games specifically, but like just creation of art, like the things you go to a play or an opera, like whatever, like that doesn't matter to you. The fuck? Are you like one of those people that doesn't have an inner monologue either, or like can't see the picture of the apple in their head? You know how they say that there's like people like when you tell them to like envision an apple, they can't do it. Yeah. Like, are you like, what? I don't know. I'm going to, I understand Radec. Like it's a losing battle. It is. And I also, and by the way, it's not about it's a total different argument about like jobs. That's a whole different thing. And I understand people's lackadaisical nature about that, where it's like, you didn't care when my fucking job got eliminated by a machine or whatever. So it's like, that's totally cool. I'm really talking about just what it is to be alive. Mm-hmm. That's it. The essence of it.
The essence of life. All right. Radec, anything for you this week that you think needs
one that's relevant today, PlayStation revealed their new games for the Extra and Premium catalog. Mm-hmm. And of course, Premium only has one video game. This has been the 5th month in a row where it's only one game. This month, it's Ridge Racer. Last month, it was Soul Calibur 3. November was Tomb Raider Anniversary. October was Tekken 3. And September was, I can't remember off the top of my head. But one game a month for your most expensive tier, kind of embarrassing in my opinion. I feel like it's so funny. I'm getting nostalgic of the first year of PlayStation Plus Premium back in 2022 because we actually got like 3 games a month consistently. And I don't know what this says to me. I kind of feel like they're getting telemetry where like these classics aren't getting played that much, unfortunately. But it's kind of a thing. It's like, Sony, you have to make people care about the classics. You have to put effort into making people like want to play them. And it's just so frustrating because another thing I noticed is, so last time they added 2 games a month was August with RE2, RE3, both Capcom games. They don't have trophies, which is fucking annoys me too.
Capcom like never does. It pisses me off.
Yeah. Capcom, well. Namco, From Software, because the Armored Core trilogy doesn't have trophies as well, which annoys me. But the last time they added their own games, like Sony owned games, was Twisted Metal 3 and 4 back in July, which was to coincide with the new season, which was great. And like, my issue with the PS Plus Premium is not about the quality of the games, because I think mid to bad games deserve to be, preserved as well. Like the month that Beyond the Beyond on PS1 gets added, I will play it. I will play it. I will, show my support.
I hate that. I hate that fucking game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I bought it used with like lawn mowing money. And I just thought it was so good. And then I was like, I had just come off of Final Fantasy VII and Wild Arms and all these different things. And I was like, oh, it was rough. But that box art's kind of cool.
It is, for sure. And, Mystic Ryan did a fantastic interview with Implicit Conversions. All the Sony stuff was under NDA, which was kind of unfortunate because that's like the thing I'm most interested in. But I don't know if you guys agree, but like, I know like you don't really want Sony to make more acquisition targets, but I feel like Implicit Conversions would be like the prime candidate, low risk. They do want to work on the PS3 emulator, so that's like the perfect team for that. Like I think, just add some more resources, get at least 2 games a month. I don't think that's asking for too much, like 2 games, especially for like your most expensive tier.
Yeah, if they crack that PS3 nut, which it seems like they want to do, then I think that would be interesting. I wonder who else. Who else are they working for? Other people?
Implicit?
Yeah.
They do. They ported some games on Switch as well. Oh, okay. Obviously, third party.
Yeah, so that could be an interesting thing. Yeah, I think you're right that these games probably are not very relevant, but I also think they're just kind of victimized by the reality that PS1 games just don't hold up very well compared to an NES or an SNES game, like a classic SNES or NES game there. But I think even Nintendo probably doesn't see much return on those old games either. So, but I also agree with you, and I think you're absolutely right. To make it a thing, you must make it a thing. You have to put effort and time into it. And I've drawn this comparison before, but there was a time during the Wii era where I understood Nintendo kind of throttling releases and really doing about 100 a year, because they were going to eat through all their games. But one a month, I mean, there are thousands of games for you to tear through. It's got to be like one a week, maybe, or something like that for a month. But I maybe there's just, they don't have a lot of takers. A lot of their games, or a lot of Sony published controlled games, are already on. A lot of people are probably, rights holders are probably also loath to release these ports because they can re-release collections and do other things and make more money that way. So I think there's a lot of things working against them too, but I just don't think I agree with you that I don't think they're doing a very good job of managing it.
Yeah, it's just like, as you said, licensing is like, that's why Gran Turismo will never be on the service. Like, just like, don't even think about it. Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, 4, PSP, not going to be on the service because of licensing. Same with like MotorStorm Arctic Edge on PSP and PS2, technically. Lots of licensed music there. Little Big Planet PSP, lots of licensed music, not going to be on the service. So that does suck, but like, I love it when they add like the obscure game. Like there was 1 month, there was like Sky Gunner and Mr. Mosquito.
Yeah, that was cool. I think it's a shame because you're right. Like, and maybe reasonably so, there weren't a lot of rights when they were licensing things. They had no vision of re-releases or a digital ecosystem. Yeah. And
the Getaway is the prime example of that. Like all the like McDonald's, Pizza, Burger King.
Right. So exactly. And we also know that even companies with massive leverage, so like Rockstar with the Grand Theft Auto games and Activision with Tony Hawk, where they had to go and redo all of those. And so like, I think with Tony Hawk, they got everyone but 4 bands to sign on again. Yeah. But like, that's just a lot of work and like a lot of legalese to go through and stuff. And so it's a shame. But I think that fortunately, that stuff's not a problem anymore. But for those old games, it's like, this was a one-time thing, and so you have to re-up or whatever. And it sucks. It does suck. But I also think they're not being aggressive enough with like, again, figuring this PS3 problem out and opening that vault of games as well. Like, it just seems like that, like, what is this, like uncrackable fucking problem? Are you kidding? Like, figure it out. It's kind of crazy at this point. Like, just figure it out. What are you doing? You have all these games isolated on this machine, but whatever.
I feel like with PS3, they would, like, the amount of work it would take, they would rather just like make a proper like remaster, not even put it on the catalog, like Infamous Remastered, or we'll have like Virtuous do it, or like show like that.
But they just won't even, we don't even get that, it feels like.
Nope. We get Until Dawn remake.
God.
What do you fucking do?
That game was I want to platinum that actually at some point. It's still on my cross media bar or whatever you would call it on PS5.
There's some cool extra content in there. Like it ties in the Rush of Blood and Impatient VR games into the main game, which is kind of cool. And the new ending is pretty sick.
There's like a whole, they're obviously planning a sequel. I mean, I don't know if that's going to come to fruition or not. I assume it is, but that's where it all.
I hope they don't cancel it because Sony needs more games, like.
They should have just they should have just made a second game and re-released the first, because the first one's so good. Like I went back and played it and platinumed it around the time until Dawn came to PS5, and I was like, this is still great. Like way tighter, way better than the remake.
I feel like people kind of underestimate it too, because like that game is so big with the casual market. Like Until Dawn TikToks are like still huge to this day. And like even my like friends, not like who aren't like tapped into gaming, like some, especially in college, like I've met a bunch of girls like, yeah, I like Until Dawn, Life is Strange, like those kinds of games. It's like, oh yeah, Until Dawn was kind of like a big deal. And I feel like Sony kind of regrets not seeing that back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucked it up. Let's see. Jace Tumulovich wrote in, sorted out PlayStation. Here I am regretting that I never picked up Puppeteer because even back at launch, I assumed it would make its way to PS4. Somehow, we are still missing greats like Fat Princess and Tokyo Jungle as well. I love their high-budget storytelling action games, but I do miss the character that some of these smaller games brought to PlayStation.
No regrets.
Agreed. I just hope Bandai Namco picks up the pieces. They're our savior now. Freedom Wars Remastered, Patapon 1+2 Replay, Hot Shots Golf, Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots, which I actually liked. I know the Hot Shots community was kind of down on it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was broken, but I like. Did you get any random trophies at any time? I got like a bunch of random trophies at one point. There
was a problem with like the AI just would not swing.
Right. Yeah. I had that problem too. That's right. We showed that. I actually showed that on one of the streams. I forgot about that. Yeah. That the other guy wouldn't go. It was weird. I had fun. I'm not a Hot Shots fan, but I liked it. I spent quite a bit of time with it, actually.
Yeah. I'm glad they did it because I like the lineage of like Hot Shots being on every PlayStation console and handheld. Like that's like the only Sony franchise that has that honor. So
I would.
That was really cool.
I bought Freedom Wars to support them, but I never ended up playing it.
Oh, playing it. Yeah,
I only played it
on Vita, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I reviewed it on Vita and beat it there. But I hope Bandai continues with that. I don't know how those games did. Probably not very well.
What's crazy
Everybody's
is
Golf, I think, did pretty well.
Yeah, that definitely did the best out of the three. But Patapon 1+2 Replay got a free content update last month, like a boss rush mode.
Oh, cool.
And they got Rolito, the original artist of the Patapon trilogy, to make new designs for the game. So that's like cool. There is like some, I feel like they're not done. I hope they're not done because I think like Soul Sacrifice Delta Remastered would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
And of course Tokyo Jungle and all those games, but
yeah. Fair. Kenneth Kopnick wrote in and said, sorted out Epic Games when they made a Rock Band mode rocket racing and put cars in their battle royale. I thought for sure they'd be doing a Twisted Metal style game or at least a kart racer mode. Think of all the money they leave on the table. So I think he's referring to like in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Modes that they have there. Yeah. No.
There was a season where it was like car combat focused.
Yeah.
But that was like
Twisted Metal
a few years ago. That would have been great. Like Kratos hasn't been in the Fortnite item shop for like 3 or 4 years now.
Damn.
That's kind of a thing people are noticing. Like Nathan Drake hasn't been in the shop for like 2 years. Aloy hasn't been in the shop for 2 years. And what's weird, because like Sony owns like part of Epic, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I feel like Sweet Tooth and Joel and Ellie's Fortnite skins when like their TV shows come back, easy money.
Yeah, easy money. You'd think. Rocket Man wrote and said, "Greetings, Summon Signs, Summy Signs. I would like to give a sorted out to developers who keep their games in early access for years and years with no intentions of fully releasing them. It's enough already. Please stop playing with your backers and release your damn game. With love, Rocket Man." Yeah, man. With early access, you gotta be careful. You never know if the game will actually come out. Like, what is it? Star Citizen, I think, is still technically early access. Oh my god! And that game's made an insane amount of money. But yeah,
they're finally gonna they're gonna release something. So, like,
for Star Citizen,
there's like a spin-off, right? Like, or a game that takes place in that universe, like a shooter.
Probably
that's coming out. I think
Dust 514
exactly like Dust.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's true. That like they're releasing something, like actually going to release something. But
Yeah, but not the actual main game.
I just don't understand how it's still like the thing about it is it must be something, right? Because like people keep dumping money into it and obviously. Yeah, right. So like it's something. It's not vaporware. It's just I think the bigger thing is the mystery of why.
Yeah.
Like you're spending what on this? Like why? How?
Yeah. You're still counting it not a full release or whatever at this point. It's very strange.
Yeah, I'm not a PC gamer, so I don't really have that much experience with early access. Funny enough, the only one I do have experience with, and I never played the early access version of this, but Colin, you would know Dreams when they announced the early access. It's like a limited time, limited number of people, and it was open
forever. Yeah, they never fulfilled that goal, which it should have been the first sign, and it was the first sign.
Are you worried about Media Molecule?
Worried about them. I don't worry about. I don't really care. Like I don't want to be mean. It's like I don't get really. They're not Media Molecule anymore. This is what I've been saying. It's like a cover band now. Everyone's gone. So
yeah, the tearaway guys are long gone.
So the two ways I would answer that is like I don't want anyone to lose their jobs, but do I worry about them just disappearing and not releasing another game? I don't think it really matters. Like the bigger thing is, do I think their next game is going to come out? And I think that's who knows. Who knows what it is? But I just. I can't believe they've survived. I mean, that's the bigger thing that I look at and I'm like, really like interesting that I know that they've won massive awards and their founders are very important people and whatever, but yeah, BAFTAs and all of the rest. But it's like, I mean, if you don't count Tearaway, which is a side project by like 15 people or something like that, they haven't released a game since the PS3 era. And by the way, it wasn't like late in the PS3 era. It was like the beginning of 2011.
Yep. It's going to celebrate its 15th anniversary in 4 days.
Yeah, right. That's nuts. That's just fucking crazy. Little Big Planet was not even that big where like it could justify, sales wise. I'm saying like it's
okay.
People, but I'm saying like you can understand like a company like what's happening with Ken Levine and Judas. It's like, all right, like it is getting long in the tooth, but you're Ken Levine and you made BioShock. We'll give you time. It's going to be fine. This, I'm like, well, your game sold a few million copies. It's like your goodwill was up in like 2013, and I don't know what they were thinking with Dreams. That was such a botched. It's so disappointing. I was like, that could have actually been something really extraordinary if they figured out the publishing angle of it and like the discovery angle of it and really heightening people and giving people an opportunity. Because as I've said many times, like you're just investing your skills into this thing that's just isolated. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's what I always say about people when they're like, oh, I made a Metroid fan game. It's like, why? It's just going to get shut down.
Yeah.
The Banjo fan game in Dreams that went viral last month, I think.
Right.
It's like you could have made that on Unreal.
Right. Exactly. Like, it's cool. I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm not saying you're not talented and incredible for doing that. I'm just saying it's a shame that no one made it so like, oh, this should be on PC. Oh, you should be able to export anything out of this, like an RPG Maker style thing. If that not being solved made it DOA, in my opinion. And I think that was kind of intrinsically felt about that product when people were playing it. It's like, well, you're like on an island in the middle of the ocean. Well, you can go to a continent, or go on an airplane and go everywhere you want. Like, why are you here? And I think that loneliness doesn't bode well for a game like that.
Right.
During your second interview with Shuhei, when you did which was a great format, like 10 random games, just like Mag was one of them, which was so funny. When you asked about Dreams, I kind of got the feeling he was like throwing like subliminals at Media Molecule in a way. It's like, oh, it was their vision. I don't know what happened, but we supported their vision, Right. So I feel like Shuhei was kind of annoyed by that.
It's funny that you say that because I felt that way about Little Deviants as well when that came up. I don't know if that was in the first or second episode. Because he said something like, which I thought was fascinating, something like, there are people that convince you that something is true, like sort of thing, like where they're like, they convince you that something is true. I don't know if it was about specifically Little Deviants or just the Vitas functionality specifically, but like, it's so funny. Like, he's so great. And it's so funny. Like he's free. Like I've interviewed him so many times in my career that like, it's so different now, like immediately out of the umbrella and out into the open. And he can speak now. So it's awesome. Fun.
Yeah.
One last question about Media Molecule. Do you think they go back to Little Big Planet?
No,
I feel like that's like a safe IP. Like Sackboy's a recognizable character.
Yeah, Little Big Planet 3 wasn't them, obviously, but like it seemed like it did well and it unified everything. at least ostensibly, it was immediately broken. I think it's still really broken, right? Or like never coming back at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole create share kind of, create share thing was cool, but it's of a different era. Listen, I think if you're not in one of very specific IP, or you don't have a compelling case for like bringing something random back, like The Getaway or whatever, or Colony Wars, like it really should be something new. The thing that I think Sony has always done really well, unlike Nintendo, although it works well for Nintendo in a different way, and certainly unlike Microsoft with their continued reliance on the same IP, is they do move on. And sometimes they move on when it seems like they could have gotten more blood out of the stone, but they just don't. Uncharted is a great example of that. Like the Uncharted games sell a fucking shit ton of copies. Walking away from it is not an easy thing to do, but it's necessary because that's the creative destruction that nurtures the soil that gives you the new product. And so like this Media Molecule is not the Little Big Planet Media Molecule. There might be a few people left, but that's not the same team, so let them make their own thing. And that's what make it your own album with your own sound. That's what I would want. So
it's so funny, man, because like Dreams was showcased technically in the PS4 reveal event in February 2013.
Yeah.
And the game came out literally 7 years later in February 2020.
I was there. I was in the room, and it was a strange. It was strange then as it is now. I appreciate giving studios lots of rope, with the understanding that you might literally hang yourself. That's just the way it goes. And some studios know exactly how to tie the rope and knot the rope, and they figure it out. And some studios just are a corpse dangling from it. So, and I'm surprised I literally am surprised that they were shut down or not shut down over some of the other teams that have been shut down.
Like Cambridge? You think Cambridge?
Maybe, but the one that was really surprising to me, although we don't know the information about like really what happened, is Neon Koi is really the weird one, just because I was like, what happened here? Like, this was a really prime asset and you need to have a presence in mobile. What are you doing? I'm not saying that they should have lived, but I'm saying maybe someone else should have gone first. And Bend is frankly another one of those teams. No disrespect to them, but it's just like, I don't know, man. No one's really, I don't want to say no one, but Garvin's gone, Jeff Ross is gone, like Eric Jensen's gone. It's like they're all gone. You're not really the same. It's why I bang this drum, and I know people don't like to hear it, but I really feel like it would be so interesting to see games made like movies, where it's like one game at a time. Maybe some people stay together. Maybe there are teams like Pixar or something that make, trilogies or big, but like move around. Maybe you're 80% the same team, but you incorporate a bunch of new people and you give yourself a different name for this next game or whatever. I know that's the antithesis of marketing and branding, but I think that kind of thing wears on you, and it can turn into a bludgeon wherein, like I've said this about BioWare, like what does BioWare mean anymore? They're not, it's not the same. It's not the same team. It's like bands that play covers. Maybe you might even play the covers better, but you're still not the same band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still forever going to be mad at Bend Upper. It's literally Bend Upper Studio Management that didn't go forward with Days Gone 2. It wasn't, Sony never turned it down because it was never pitched to Sony, right? That's like the common misconception people have on social media. But like, I don't know. I feel like, in my personal opinion, just for like either the safest option, it's either like remake Siphon Filter or Golden Abyss. It's a known quantity. You guys, Siphon Filter in particular is literally Bend Studios' DNA. And I feel like a cool espionage single player AAA stealth game would be kind of sick, but
that's like Fizzant though.
They hide for, That's a good point. Fuck. Yeah, I guess they're gonna make that multiplayer game.
I mean, I think Days Gone would. I feel, obviously, like you're saying, it seemed like there was some beef with John Garvin and Christopher Reese, I guess, at the top.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
Obviously, that was a civil war of some sort. It turned out a certain way. I don't know that Days Gone 2 would have. Days Gone 2 in hindsight was the move, but I understand why they were like, we could do something else. Like, is this really that good? And the answer is no. I like Days Gone a lot. I probably like Days Gone more than the average person likes Days Gone, but at the same time, it's like, and it takes place in the Siphon Filter universe, I think. So it's kind of a continuation of that, but it's like, no, like, but it was, so again, it's it's not making new things. It's what you were having them make. It's like, I don't know how you get to a multiplayer game. It's like, no, make another, like, what have you learned from making an open world game? What have you learned from using Unreal? They were the early progenitors of using outside engines as well. So they should have some, in Sony, so they should have some knowledge of that as well. But I don't know. But there are so few first party games now, and they're so unimportant, frankly, to the success of PlayStation. I mean, that's just the reality.
Right. Isn't that sad?
It is, but I feel like it feels a lot like the PS1, PS2 era in a way, where there were Gran Turismo or late in PS2 generation, God of War, Twisted Metal, right? But like, really, it wasn't those games, right? Like, it's a lot of outside shit too, GTA and Final Fantasy and Metal Gear. And I think that that's kind of healthier, actually. Otherwise, you become more like Nintendo, which is great, but they are not a volume driven company. They have to rely on themselves. Mm-hmm. And so they'll sell lots of their own games, but I think they've realized too. I mean, that's why the numbers are so different. It has nothing to, they sell way more first party games than Sony will ever hope to sell. And yet so PlayStation makes an extraordinary amount of money compared to Nintendo because of others. So I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I love the PS3 era identity of PlayStation. That came out of necessity. It's not like that anymore. And I continue to say that you don't almost want to compete with yourself. Like, I think them saying we want to have one 10-pole a year is ridiculous. It's like one, but I like two or no more than three, I think makes sense. It's like, yeah, we made Starhawk. No one gave a shit. We made PlayStation All-Stars. No one gave a shit. We made all these games. Like, we have to focus on these big, our thing is like 10-pole games. That's why everyone's like, oh, it's so sad that Japan Studio went away and all these things. And I'm like, yeah, it is. But Rain isn't the next big thing. Like, you know, like
Trash Panic.
Right. Trash Panic isn't the next big thing. Those are cool games, but they don't need to come from Sony. That's a waste of their resources. They need to spend big to make big. And they don't want to make $20 million. They don't want to make a $10 million game and be like, oh, we made $20 million. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. They're like, we just made $20 million in 5 minutes on Fortnite. Like, we need to make big bets. And so, yeah, it is sad from that perspective, but I understand it. It's not, people are like, oh, it's like fanboy shit. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it makes sense to like clear the ground. It's what the rumors were recently about GTA 6. Like, they are like working as if that's like a game they're releasing because they really realize it doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's going to be big and it's going to move machines. So yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, the whole like one is like, come on, guys, one.
Yeah. Well, 2026 looks like a pretty good year. Well, comparatively, the PS5 generation. I got Saros, Marathon, Marvel Tokon, Wolverine, the rumored God of War Metroidvania game. Yep.
That's a very good. I mean, that's a very good year. Yeah. Very good year. And it, like you said, it explores genres, second party and first party, and different price points, obviously, and all the rest. I think that's going to work out great for them.
Yep, for sure.
All right, boys, time for Keep It Up, the exact opposite. Stuff we're pleased with in gaming. Colin, anything you're pleased with?
Yeah, I pulled up this article. I'm not pleased with it. I just wanted to say, keep it up. Bobby Kotick speaking recently. I have the Push Square story up because it comes originally from GameFile, which is behind a paywall, and I don't have a GameFile subscription. But they write here, it's no secret Call of Duty is enjoying a particularly torrid time, but ex-Activision boss Bobby Kotick may have revealed just how badly the latest entry, Black Ops 7, is doing. In response to a lawsuit led by investors and funded by a Swedish pension fund named AP7, sounds like a missile launcher, he repeated multiple times that the newest Call of Duty is down 60% compared to last year's games, which would be sending alarm bells ringing in Redmond. To give some context to the suit, a group of investors have essentially alleged Kotick of rushing into the deal to sell Activision to Microsoft. They claim his valuation of $95 a share was too low, which is crazy because I think he fucking fleeced them. They further allege that he ultimately made the decision to sell to insulate himself from widespread sexual scandals. But in Kotick's response, he points to lagging console hardware sales and massive declines to the Call of Duty franchise as evidence of why he made the right call. He said, as reported by GameFile, quote, "Today, given that console sales are at an all-time low and Call of Duty sales are off over 60% from the prior year, plaintiffs should be expressing extreme gratitude for the foresight Activision leadership demonstrated in consummating this transaction." There's a lot more to it than that, but it's so, keep it up. aggrieved ex-executives in the games industry for giving us that information. And Push Square, I think, reasonably writes, they're skeptical. They say, quote, "We're not entirely sure where Kotick is pulling this 60% figure from, but it's safe to assume a man with his standing in the industry would have his sources." Activision.
Yeah.
You think he doesn't know like everyone that works there and has like all the information he wants? On the other hand, it's like, and it could have been a good sorted out, is just, dude, if Call of Duty sales are down 60%.
Rough.
I mean, that's really beyond
bad.
Rough.
That's really bad.
That's cataclysmic. Absolutely. That's absolutely cataclysmic. Like horrible. And such a huge surprise that this all happens when such an esteemed manager of gaming talent like Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard. It certainly has nothing to do with it. But 60% off is like doomsday level shit that would close studios and publishers. If your marquee brand was suffering from that. And so he's right. And I'll say it. I'll reiterate it again, because a lot of people, and it's crazy that these people are suing him for the exact opposite, because I said it at the time. I'm like, there is no universe where this company is worth this much money. Right. No universe. And by the way, you could just look around at other things that have been sold for like comparable or more amounts of money, where it's like, you're buying what for what? And Activision went for $70 billion. Like, what universe? It's like Disney buying Star Wars for $4
billion. Yeah.
And they were like, yeah. So 60%, man. What that explains is that weird letter that they wrote, first of all, about the game.
Yeah.
We covered that on Sacred.
Yeah, that was weird.
And the reality is Microsoft's not going to dump enormous amounts of money, but Call of Duty lost a lot of money, if that's true, this year. And we know it lost money last year. They said it, right? They lost hundreds of millions of dollars putting it in Game Pass. Yeah. I don't know where this goes from here. It's not bad news.
Yeah, certainly not good. Do you think they would ever take it out of Game Pass like next year?
Maybe.
They can't.
Yeah, like how can you do it? I mean, that's what. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like, I don't know how you can do that.
Just gotta bite the bullet.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you would do that.
I don't know. We're in code red right now, though, so calls for desperate moves, I assume.
Do you think they skip this year?
Maybe. I mean, if they want to restructure the whole operation, they have all of Activision works on Call of Duty, basically. Like, there's like 12 teams. If you don't, I'm kind of mystified why it takes. Maybe it's a little naive, but I don't think so. It's like, why does it take so many teams? And like, it's like you said, the answer is because they have a game a year. If you really just slowed down and made it normally, in even 3-year cycles with just one set of teams making one game at a time, that would allow you to cut a whole lot of cost. I mean, you'd probably shutter most of those teams.
Yeah.
You'd keep like Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Raven or whatever. And then all the other Beanox and High Moon and all those other teams would go away, I assume. And then it's just, I wish their finances were more granular, because they can really kind of move money around to make it seem like this isn't even mattering. And ultimately it doesn't. I mean, they are a highly moneyed operation, both at Xbox and the bigger company at Microsoft, but 60%. And I know that there's stiff competition this year.
Yeah.
Battlefield and Arc Raiders specifically. And that's probably not going to exist to that degree next year, except for it will, because Grand Theft Auto comes out next year, or like later this year in November. So have fun. And these are the kinds of things where like you might not recover. Like we've said this for years. I've asked this question for years. Is it permanent? Is Call of Duty permanent? Is anything in the industry truly permanent? And I think there are permanent things. Pokemon. Yeah. Permanent. Right? So like, I'm not saying that it's in Minecraft to a degree, permanent. Fortnite seems like it will. I literally wouldn't be surprised if people played Fortnite in 50 years. Like, because it has that level of permanence with just generations of people that love it and they'll always go back. Yeah. But is Call of Duty one of those games, one of those series? It always seemed like it. But if you shed 6 of 10 players and you're going against arguably even stiffer competition next year, or I keep saying next year, but it's this year. I don't know, man. Bad news for them. So keep it up, Bobby Kotick. Keep talking. I hope you have more to say. I hope people keep suing you.
The guy from Moneyball.
The guy from Moneyball, right? The actor from Moneyball. And I said at the time, I know he's accused of things. I think that these things need to be sorted out and figured out about what's true and what's not, obviously. But Microsoft should have kept him. And
good at his job, I guess.
I said it before, Activision C-suite should have just taken Xbox over. Like, that should have been the merger. It's like, you get all of us and you get us. Like, we're a much more talented team than you.
Was Mike Ybarra part of Activision when they acquired?
Yeah, Blizzard specifically, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's where like the beef stems from? Because like I feel like every day I see this guy like sneak dissing.
Oh yeah, he hates them. It's so funny.
Yeah, he does.
And he's the CEO of Prize Picks now, and Prize Picks is a sponsor of Sacred Symbols, but I just think he understands. Like, listen, man, I hate beating a dead horse, but it's like, he's just one of the people, and he's in a position now where he can call it like it is, which is like, these guys don't have the executive talent to pull any of this shit off, and they make stupid choices. It's just totally mystifying that Microsoft just let all this happen to Xbox and didn't try to make any moves. Like, we need new people. Everyone always talks about how much money we have. We can go spend it and bring in better people, but they didn't. So
right,
it is what it is now. But oh my God, if this investment is blowing up in their face, if that's true, that like, I don't know how you even make the money back. With what? Crash Bandicoot?
Prototype
3?
Savior. Yeah. Well, maybe they'll rely on World of Warcraft. I don't know. All right. Radec, anything for you?
So I didn't have anything. When Colin mentioned Push Square, I was like, all right, let me try to find something quickly. Posted the link in the chat. Pretty big news, breaking news, actually, relating to PlayStation Productions. Congratulations to Ryan Hurst, who will be stepping into the role of Kratos for the upcoming live-action God of War series. Right. So, we found our Kratos. He's going to join T.C. Carson, Christopher Judge, playing this like iconic, like one of the most iconic characters in video gaming. Mm-hmm. And keep it up to PlayStation Productions. You know, I thought Last of Us Season 2 was pretty disappointing. And I say this as like a huge fan of the game. But, you know, Twisted Metal Season 2 was like excellent. Until Dawn movie, I actually enjoyed. I'm not saying it was great, but it was okay. Uncharted movie I liked. They confirmed a sequel. Hoping we hear more about that soon. Gran Turismo was pretty solid. Last of Us Season 1 was also excellent. And they have a bunch of other properties in the works. The Helldivers movie, Horizon Zero Dawn movie, Gravity Rush as well as a movie, which is like so interesting to me. But yeah, keep it up, PlayStation Productions. I'm so curious to see like how this God of War Amazon show looks. So I would have preferred a movie, honestly, for God of War, like based on the Greek era. I feel like they should have started with the Greek era to begin with, but of course the Norse era is way more popular. And I'm sure they'll do like flashbacks and shit like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see more of this God of War TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering where I knew this guy from, and it's Sons of Anarchy. That's where I know him from. I knew that face.
You know that face. David Krastenberg wrote in, "Hey Summoners, keep it up to Brad for playing Sonic 06. Playing games that are bad can give us an interesting perspective on the medium, similar to watching movies or shows that are not well regarded. In a similar vein, playing a popular game in a genre you never touch can have a similar effect. So I wanted to shout out this open-minded approach, even if it is Sonic, who is cursed. All the best to you all." Yep. It's important to have perspective. That's for sure, playing games.
Are you looking for recommendations for like more bad games to play or no?
Maybe. From you, sure. What do you have?
Put up the Vita and put in Resistance Burning Skies. Yeah.
I've never played that, so maybe.
Game was made in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I haven't played that or the PSP one. So maybe.
Dude, what's so funny about that game? That was Instigate, right? Nihilistic Software.
Yeah, Instigate, like right? Yeah, they were up in Marin, I think, or in Nevada.
Most famous for PlayStation Move Heroes, of course, that classic PlayStation Move game.
And they made the Call of Duty Vita game, which
that 6 months maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing is like that was the big story about that game in that time, and I think I wrote about it at IGN. I don't remember anything anymore, but it's like they made that game in like literally like a fraction of a second, and you could tell.
I was playing that game online a few days ago.
Yeah, people still play it, right? Yeah, it's so funny that game is still just going.
That's crazy.
I haven't played Vita in a long time. I should plug it in and start just playing random shit again.
Yeah, dude.
You play most of the like first party exclusives, right?
Yeah. I don't know what I would really be missing.
Murasaki Baby,
I played, but not on my account. I played so. Sony used to come to IGN with like a Vita, like with the HDMI out, so we can capture things. So I often
was the mystery port? It was for like an HDMI.
Yeah, and they had them, and that's how we got direct feed. So sometimes they would give you footage. So sometimes they would give you a build. So this happened with like Killzone, for instance, and then they would send you footage, and you'd use that in your video review. And then other times they would come and give you the HDMI out Vita to capture footage with, and then you'd play games on like whatever you were supposed to play on it. So that was like Murasaki Baby. I think I played that. What was that tour game, like where you were, or like a show, like a concert? You know what I'm talking about? A Vita game.
The festival game, right?
Yeah, the festival game. Where you're like managing a festival. Big something.
Big Fest.
Big Fest, right? Yeah, so there's a lot of shit like that. So, but yeah, I played most of it. The major first party game that I never beat on Vita was Tearaway, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's my favorite Vita game.
Oh, interesting.
It is a cool video game. Yeah. Really cool. The sun, dude. You're like facing the sun. That's
yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, cool game.
You're not going to dive into the AR card games, like Fireworks or Cliff Diver or like all that random crap. Because I remember when I got my Vita, it didn't come with like the AR play cards. I think there were like 6 of them. And like I always wanted to like make a video of it. It's just like it's really hard to capture direct gameplay from a Vita. Like very hard. Like you have to hack it and all that. It's like
a Vita TV or whatever.
We used to do like people used to, a lot of the footage we had was like over the shoulder of someone like watching. And that's when Sony started coming and seeing us or giving us footage. They're like, this is not going to work. And I'm
this
like,
looks bad.
I'm like, you got to give us a kit then. Like, let us get direct feed. And they're like, well, they were worried they didn't want people to know the HDMI one existed. Like, and it literally was just an HDMI port. It wasn't like any magical thing. You would just plug it into a TV.
Yeah.
It worked. So like they just didn't, for some reason, they just didn't want people to know that you could do that, like that existed and that was an option. I don't know what that was all. There was a reason. I just don't know like what it might have been,
It's like, we got to capture footage of smartass,
Yes,
like,
I need the smart. I'm dying for the smartass footage.
Oh man, that was a cool game.
Yeah, it was that was like a trivia game, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Liam talks about Rowan said, "What's good, summoners of the sign? This keep it up goes out to my PlayStation boy Radec. Firstly, what's up, Radec? Your PlayStation posts online are always great to see, especially on that cesspool site of X, Twitter. So please keep it up, as it is truly great to see, especially with trips down memory lane of PlayStation 3 games. Hope to see more videos on your YouTube as well this year, as it was a nice surprise to see your 2026 PlayStation predictions pop up on my feed this week."
Very original idea. I know, a prediction video in January, right?
People love those, dude.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do love it.
But yeah, thank you for the kind words, man. Really appreciate it. I always try to. I know there's a lot of negativity on X, Twitter, whatever you like to call it, and I feel like my posts are pretty like tame. I throw in the occasional joke tweet in there. Sometimes like a PlayStation podcast host might think it's real, and they report it on their show. It is what it is.
Yeah, God, who would do that?
Yeah, who would? But appreciate it. I'm looking forward to making more PlayStation related content for sure.
Hell yeah. All right, this is from Will Hahn. Hey guys, hope all is well. Just want to keep it up to Bloober Team. Over the Christmas break, I did a second playthrough of Silent Hill 2 Remake. Man, what a gem of a game. I can't wait to see what they do with the first Silent Hill. Also, the actor who played James Sunderland did such a great job with his performance. Probably one of the best performances in games, period. Thanks for all the great content. Yeah, we're all Silent Hill 2 Remake enjoyers here.
Hell yeah, dude.
You got the platinum in that, right?
I have in Remake I do. I didn't get it in Silent Hill F. I wasn't really into Silent Hill F. I beat it, but I know that that's supposed to be like a fraction of the experience, but I'm just not into this. Maybe one day I'll go back.
I enjoyed 2 Remake way more. And as like the listener said, the actor who plays James is phenomenal.
Yeah, I really liked Silent Hill 2. And it's funny because I wanted to like it immediately, but I really was having like a horrible shimmering problem with that game. Like it looked like shit for me.
Oh, PS5 Pro, right?
Oh, no, PS5 Pro is what's fixed it. Or maybe it was PS5 Pro. Yeah, I guess that timing would have made sense, right? And so it was all, it was all messed up. Like it was just shimmering so much. And I'm like, I can't play this. And then when I went back to it, it was totally fine. So they fixed it, which I appreciate.
All right, time for a game recommendation for the audience, from the audience. This is from Card Captor Corey. Game recommendation: Gravity Circuit is an excellent Mega Man X-like game with amazing 2D graphics. It's been on sale several times for under $5. Really great mechanics and good bosses. You played this, right, Colin?
Yeah, sorry, I muted. Yeah, I was looking to see if I platinumed it or not. But yeah, I did play it like a year or two ago.
Very Mega Man coded, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I get that and Bat Boy confused. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't platinum, but I did beat it. And it was November 23, I guess, is when I played it. So yeah, it is a great game. Yeah, very much a Mega Man game. That game and yeah, that other game, Bat Boy, were two like really great games that I've said time and time again. If those games just came out in a different era, they would have been huge.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like the NES or SNES era. I mean like in like 2010.
Yeah, definitely.
As like Xbox Summer of Arcade games. They would have been fucking huge.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like I've always heard you talk about Bat Boy, never bothered to look it up. So it's a guy with a baseball bat. I thought he was like an actual like bat.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's the Bat Boy of like the baseball team. Yeah.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a great game.
All right. Final game here. Radec, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. You've been playing
Yes,
this.
sir. So I've been a Mortal Kombat fan my whole life. I think what started for me was Shaolin Monks on PS2.
Oh, really?
Which was a spin-off game. An action-adventure beat-em-up starring Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Fantastic game. What really introduced me to the Mortal Kombat universe. And the next Mortal Kombat game I played properly was the reboot, simply the self-titled Mortal Kombat in 2011 for the PS3 and Xbox 360. I got the PS3 version, obviously. And because it has Kratos in it as well, which was like so sick for me at the time. I remember that got revealed at the Video Game Awards, the Spike Video Game Awards back in 2010.
Wow. Yeah.
It was those days. And ever since then, I've been a fan of the franchise since. You know, played MKX, MK11, MK1, the newest one. And then when this Legacy Collection got announced, I was like, oh yeah, I never really played the old games. Like, I love the lore of Mortal Kombat. I love the characters. But actually, like, playing the old games, never got a chance. So I picked this up. It was one of the few games I actually got physically for some reason. I don't know why. Because I'm mainly a digital. Ever since PS4 came out, I'm like, digital only, way more convenient. I don't have to fucking take the TTC to EB Games and pick up a game. And yeah, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, it's a compilation of not every Mortal Kombat game. It's Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4, Mythology, Sub-Zero, and Special Forces. And I already see Brad's face right there. I'll get to Sub-Zero. Yeah, it's a doozy. But what's cool about this is that it has multiple versions of each game. So Mortal Kombat 1 has like arcade, SNES, Genesis, Game Boy as well. And the Game Boy version is so crusty. It's like, oh my God. Like, I don't know how you guys like dealt with that back in the day.
What we had, man.
Yeah, fair enough. And what's cool about this is like you can like add, there's a bunch of settings in the game as well. So you can switch the AI difficulty to very easy, which I had to do. I thought I was going to play, you know what, I'm going to play this normally, you know, what you guys experienced back in the day. By the time I got to the second fight, I'm like, yo, fuck this AI. This guy's predicting every single move. Even with rewind, it's like so annoying. Just bump it back to very easy. That's how I played it. I'm sorry if some old heads are mad about that, but I don't give a fuck. And what's cool is like you can also, there's settings for like you can have like one button fatalities. You can turn off the fatality timer. You can have like your move lists and special moves and combo moves on the screen during gameplay. So I don't have to like look at the menu while I'm fighting as like a reptile or something, right? So that's cool. My favorite thing about this collection though is that there's like 5 or 6 hours of behind the scenes footage with interviews with Ed Boon and John Tobias and like content creators and other game designers as well. Like David Jaffe's in these videos, Cliffy B, Jeff Gertzman, a bunch of other guys. And what's really cool is like when I, was developing my brain in the mid 2000s, Mortal Kombat was already like a big deal, right? But then watching these videos, it's like, wow, like I didn't realize like how much of a cultural phenomenon Mortal Kombat 1 specifically was. Like there's like I learned about the term Mortal Monday, and there was like print ads and commercials and teasers in the movie theaters and all that crap. And it's not even the arcade game. It's just like the home ports for the SNES
how old are you?
Genesis.
How old?
I was born 98.
98. Okay.
So I'm 27 now. Yeah. So yeah, the first 4 Mortal Kombat games, I wasn't even alive.
Interesting.
Which is not to make you guys feel old, but I'm getting old.
I feel
too,
old every
so
day. I look it. Trust me.
Yeah. So it's real. I'm really grateful that I watched all these videos because wow, like it's very rare for a franchise to become a cultural phenomenon in its very first game. Mm-hmm. Like look at Uncharted. I love Uncharted. Drake's Fortune was a success, but it was really Uncharted 2 that became a cultural phenomenon. That's when Nathan Drake became an icon, a mascot character for PlayStation. Pokemon is another example where like immediately from the first game, cultural phenomenon. And yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, what was the vibe of Mortal Kombat like when it first came out?
What do you remember?
What year was it? I don't remember. Like
Mortal Kombat came out in 90. That like the first one is in 92.
Okay, so I was like 5 then when that came out. I remember.
Oh, I thought you were older than you were. My bad.
No, I mean I still remember it though, but like it was definitely a game that had some kind of presence around it, where it's like, ooh, this is like a little. You felt a little like naughty, I guess, playing that kind of game. I remember, of course, the side of the arcade, and like we had one at this pizza place by me, and it was just fucking sick, man. At the time, like I was getting into Street Fighter a lot of the time around then too, but it's just like the violence, man. For when you're like a young kid, like a boy, dude, seeing that shit, you're immediately drawn to that. Mm-hmm. Of course, you got like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, awesome characters. So it was really cool, man. I definitely remember like more in the arcades of 3. I remember a lot about 3 and 2, but even when 1, I remember like the mayhem around it, Radec, like people freaking out, like parents and shit, doing petitions. That's how one of the reasons we got the ESRB and stuff like that is from Mortal Kombat. So
that's like they go into that in the documentary as well, like the whole battle. It was like that and Night Trap were like the 2 main games.
Right. Yep. Those were both
the government were pissed about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Night Trap represented more of the sexuality and Mortal Kombat the violence.
Yeah. What do you remember, Colin? You were older than me at the time.
Yeah, I was in 3rd grade like when Mortal Kombat came out, and I remember it because, again, I owe a lot to my older brother who was just indoctrinating me at that point. And first of all, what I remember most about the arcade is Mortal Kombat 2 and how big of a deal it was with like Reptile and all the rest. But Mortal Kombat 1, my memory of it is, I was a Super Nintendo kid, as everyone knew. We had the arcade game, and that was like, I think the arcade version of Mortal Kombat started hitting like the summer of 92 when I was going into 3rd grade. But at the end of 3rd grade, my parents were getting divorced at this point. So like my dad stayed on Long Island. My mom went to Maine, and I ended up moving with my mom to Maine. And I lived up in New England, as people know, for 5 years. I would go back to Long Island for summers and vacations or whatever. And then I ended up back on Long Island full time for high school. And so I was like kind of bummed and, acclimating to this new reality. It's like where all my anxiety and shit comes from that like I've never let go of. And the port, the SNES and Genesis port of Mortal Kombat 1 came out early that September of 93. And my mom bought it for me. I remember as like an early birthday present. My birthday's in October. She bought it for me, I want to say like mid-September or something like that, because I think there were commercials and like I was really excited about it. And it was kind of like a present to placate me. And I remember like spending an enormous amount of time with that port. The Mortal Kombat 1 port. I ended up having 2 and 3 as well later. And it's funny because like I'm in hindsight, not in hindsight, like I'm not into Mortal Kombat anymore. But I think Mortal Kombat, the thing that I would say about it is that it benefited a great deal from a road that was kind of trailblazed by not only Street Fighter 2, but SNK fighters like Neo Geo stuff. Mm. And it came at the right time with the right look and the violence and the adultness of it, contrasting it to the anime Japanese stylings of the SNK and Capcom stuff. And it worked really well for it. And what's funny about that SNES port, and they probably go into it and all that stuff, is that they remove the blood from it. There's no blood in it. Yeah. So it's like this mega violent game, but like no blood. It's like sweat. They're supposed to be like sweat, I guess.
Yeah.
And the Genesis port was what everyone wanted because it was bloody, but you had to play with that shit controller. which is horrible for fighting games. So like you had to kind of make a choice. And I knew people with the Genesis version too, and it was cool to see it in its more natural arcade version. But Mortal Kombat by the late 90s, actually the PS1 game Sub-Zero, right,
not good.
Yeah, like it's funny because Mortal Kombat is roaring right now, and it has for a decade, but there was a pretty dark period of time in Mortal Kombat where it kind of sucked. And going back to those older games is refreshing because they do play fairly well. They're just stiff based on a lot of like the how they were kind of using real motion capture and whatever. I mean, this would actually segue later into Way of the Warrior when Naughty Dog would do a 3DO fighting game in the same style. So, but I do like some of the characters in Mortal Kombat. Like I do love just the look of your Sub-Zero or your Scorpion or your Reptile, like the ninja looking guys. And I remember when they brought it back, I guess on PS3, and people really liked one of the Mortal Kombat games there. I love Johnny Cage. Like I just love his design.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's super cool.
Yeah. The tattoo.
Yeah, the tattoo like on his chest is like super cool. So yeah, like it's not my series. I don't have any familiarity with it really outside of that original trilogy, and my memories of it, I could never do the fatalities. Even at home, I had like a really hard time doing them. But it was always so impressive to see the people do them in the arcade.
Oh my god!
And I actually have Dagan and I have talked about this before. Like Dagan used to dress me like in like his old like Adidas shirts and like give me these baggy pants, like bring me to
your stylist.
Yeah, like bring me to the arcade with him, so I like looked cool, I guess. And like I remember this. Everyone, I would like love just watching. I would play sometimes, and I would go dick around, play other games, but like I really enjoyed watching people play Mortal Kombat because it was I was naturally much better at Street Fighter, the much more arcadey, faster game. So I'd never had like a great talent for it, but and shout out to the voice acting too. Really like the voice acting in those games.
Yeah, the fatality.
Yeah. Get over here, like that kind of thing. Like those were part of the parlance of children when I was growing up. Like,
someone
did people dress up as like Scorpion, Sub-Zero?
Oh yeah, people. Yeah, dude, there was like definitely like the most bootleg shit because that was kind of the era of like the vinyl costumes were going away, and now you had like kind of the more bootleg. Back when I was like really young, you used to get like if you were like a Care Bear, it would be like one piece, and it would be like this vinyl thing you would wear.
Oh my god!
And it would be ripped like an hour in or whatever. It was like horrible. And then eventually, like at the turn of like into the 90s, you started getting like the costume sets. You know, like if you were the pirate, you got like the patch and the the handkerchief and the head, and like the sword and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there were things like that, and yeah, there was a lot of marketing for Mortal Kombat and licensing, and yeah, the ESRB stuff was huge. I mean, it would have happened eventually, the ESRB in and of itself is such an interesting story, just in that it was such a great sign, and still to this day, of the games industry understanding when it's up against something very bad, and that it needs to act or it will be acted upon. And their self-governance system has worked to this day, and it's incredibly serious. Like if you lie to the ESRB when you're making a game or whatever, you're fucking done.
Yeah. That's how just San Andreas, right? They got in heat with that, with the hot coffee.
Right, hot coffee, right. Like if a small, like for people that don't know, because we've submitted a bunch of games to the ESRB now, is like, first of all, if you print a physical copy, you have to send them 3 physical copies. They have a library of games, like every ESRB rated game. So you like when you get your package in, you have to like send them a package. You have like a certain amount of time to do it. But when you sign, and I don't know what it's like overseas, it's probably similar, but for the ESRB, you have to like, you submit this thing and like, you have to tell them shit. And you have to send them video of like the average play and like things that you think might be a problem and all the rest. And like, they expect that you're going to tell the truth. And if it comes out that you didn't, like if there's cigarette smoking or something and you didn't mention that, or like if there's like a sexual act or some weird, like if you don't say that, like you're in a lot of trouble. Because like people think like they're playing the games and they're like, they're really not. They're monitoring what you say about your own game. It's a trust system, and it's awesome that it's like that. Like that's what I really love about that, is that it's awesome that it's like that. Like it's not the government coming in and saying like, we're going to do this for you. And of course the prototype has already been written because the Music Association and the Movies Association already did that by that point. But with like, parental advisory, that was just a few years before the ESRB. That was like, that's a product of like the late 80s, so and the movie, like the MPAA, that's a product I think of the 70s. And I'm pretty sure there weren't even PG-13 rated movies until the mid 80s. So, so it's all like self-reporting. It's very interesting. A little scary.
Yeah.
I highly recommend the collection. What's really cool about the behind the scenes stuff is like they actually have like scans of like all the press releases they send out to
to press or whatever.
They have like the press. They have promo videos they would send out the arcade owners. Like, here's Mortal Kombat 2 and here's what's new about it. It's like all this like grainy footage. It's like so sick.
That's good shit.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
Eugene Levy, bassist, wrote and said, "Hey, Summoners, Radec, how are you liking the MK Legacy Collection? I enjoy it, but it's also a little underwhelming. I feel like it's missing content. For example, there's only one version of MK4 when they made Mortal Kombat Gold on Dreamcast, which is basically 4 with 2 extra characters, not in the original MK4. Also, MK Trilogy on PS1 is slightly different than the N64 version. Thanks, guys, and take care."
Yeah, so I did look this up. It is missing a few games. I assume that's because like they probably didn't crack Dreamcast emulation. I don't know if that's true. That's just me talking out of my ass. Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PS1 is pretty cool. Actually, that's probably my favorite because it's just like, hey, here's all the characters on all the stages, like the ultimate Mortal Kombat experience. The PS1 version has a secret character called Chameleon with a C, who's just like, he has like all the ninjas powers, the male ninjas. And the N64 version has Chameleon with a K, which is like a female ninja. So it has like Katana, Jade, Melina moves. And just to talk about the games themselves, Mortal Kombat 1, cool. Not my favorite. It's definitely old.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mortal Kombat 2, still fucking awesome.
Big step up, yeah.
Yeah, big step up. Cool characters like Baraka, Jax, Katana, Melina, of course. Mortal Kombat 3, what I learned about this game was pretty controversial at release because it doesn't have like Scorpion, doesn't have like Johnny Cage, Raiden, all those characters, and then they released Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Yeah, and it's so funny. Like I learned like, oh, they're actually like kind of like patching arcade games. Like I didn't know that was like a thing. It's like, oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 4 Revision 3. I'm like, oh what? Yeah. Okay, so that was cool to learn. Mortal Kombat 4. That's when the franchise becomes 3D. And like you were saying, Colin, I feel like that was the start of the dark era, like the 3D. It felt like it needed to be Tekken.
Yeah, I can see why they felt like they needed to do that, but I just Capcom remained much more consistent in what it was trying to do, which I always appreciated. And it's funny, like releasing multiple versions because of MK3, for instance, on console. This is like them kind of reacting to what Capcom got away with Street Fighter 2. There were 3 versions of it on Super Nintendo. Yeah. I had all 3 of them. You know, like Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, and then Street Fighter 2, the new challengers or whatever. So, or Turbo, right? Yeah. So Turbo. That's what it was. It was the new challengers was Super Street Fighter. So it was actually Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then Super Street Fighter.
That's the one with like Cammy and DJ and all those guys.
Yeah, Cammy, right? DJ, Wei Long or whatever. Who am I missing?
And
T-Hawk, right? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And the funny thing about that is that like I hated all 4 of those characters at the time. I was like, these characters, I just want like because like it opens up arcade mode to fight more people and it's like more stages. Yeah. But I like had no interest in even using them. And I was just like, I just want this version.
You stuck the Ryu Ken like me.
I was when I was a kid, like a little kid, I was a Ryu guy, and then I segued over to Ken, and I liked using Sagat too, or Sagat. I used to call him Sagat.
Everyone did.
Yeah, and
Bob Saget.
So yeah, what a god! Fighting games were such a phenomenon at that time. They're obviously people still love them and they do respectively, but I don't feel like they're the same anymore as far as like the cultural zeitgeist comparable to the amount of people playing games. If that makes any sense.
Unfortunately, you will never see a fighting game win or even get nominated for a game of the year. You know,
unless it was that Arc System Works PlayStation fighting game, that might win.
Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, 2 other games I have to mention, and they're the bad ones. Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. I like this game conceptually because it is like the idea. It's like, all right, let's make some spin-off games. Because I feel like Mortal Kombat characters have the moveset and the lore to warrant their own side stories. That's why Shaolin Monks was so successful. But then the problem with Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero is you have to play it. And playing this game is like fucking, oh my God, dude. It's just
painful.
It's painful. Yeah. And Special Forces is also considered really bad. And that's more of like a 3D action game. I was expecting it to be the worst game of all time. It wasn't good. but it's like only 3 hours long. I'm like, all right, just fucking play this for the trophies, get the platinum. And yeah, this collection was a really good historical piece for me because, like, as I said, I wasn't alive when these games came out.
Yeah, you're a young man.
Yeah, so, and it's crazy because, like, there's like action figures, comic book scans. The movie, which only came out like 3 years after the first game. And I actually rewatched it a few days ago because I was like in an MK mood. This movie's like pretty good. Like, honestly, like they got the lore right. The biggest accomplishment for me with that movie, it's PG-13, and I don't care. Like, I did not care they did not have like the blood and gore because they respected the source material so much. So
yeah, that was probably essential. That was probably essential for them, right, to reach their target audience too.
Yeah. Did you guys see it back in the day?
I did back in the day. I don't remember it at all because I also saw the Street Fighter movie, which I think was around the same time, and I don't really remember that either.
I'll tell you, for the collection, Mortal Kombat, the movie, when it came out, everyone my age loved that shit. So
the song, bro.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, so good.
Perfect.
Remind me if I'm wrong. Isn't there a Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat in this collection? Or am I? Yeah.
They have both Game Boy for Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2.
That's interesting. Did you play those?
Yeah. I did mess around with them. Thankfully, there's no trophies attached to them, so it's like I can just play this like willy nilly. It's funny because Mike Drucker, who's also very funny guy, he's also in these interviews, and he talks about the Game Boy versions a lot. And it's like, oh wow, like these weren't good, but as like you said, Brad, for the time, it must have been really sick just having Mortal Kombat on the go.
Yeah.
So yeah. Great collection. Highly recommend.
All right. Do you know if the Mythologies game is at the PS1 version?
Yeah, PS1.
Okay, so it has the cutscenes actually in it, dude. Those are
the cutscenes are so funny.
They're so funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking like die laughing looking at Quan Chi and that shit. It's so
Quan Chi. Yeah. Now I'm just like Mortal Kombat 1. Like I don't know if I'm correct on this. I feel like WB kind of sees it as like a failure or like it underperformed because MK11 was fucking huge. 15 million copies sold, which is like insane.
I feel like 9 and 10 were huge as well.
Yeah. 9 was the one that really, it's so funny that PS3 era, like Street Fighter 4 and Mortal Kombat 9 was like the revitalization of the fighting game genre. But yeah, with the future of MK, I don't know. They got the next movie coming out in May, which would be pretty cool. I don't know what NRS does, especially with the whole Netflix thing with WB. Like, does Netflix not even see NRS as valuable? Do they spin it off? Do they sell it? If they sell NRS, do they sell the Mortal Kombat IP as well, or do they keep it? I have no idea. I just hope Mortal Kombat doesn't go away forever, and I don't think it won't.
They'll find someone for it if they're going to sell it. Someone, I don't know whose hands it would. Like, I wonder who would be an interested buyer. You know, like who would make sense? Like, would Capcom want it? That would be funny.
That'd be crazy.
That would be really funny.
What'd you say, Brad?
Xbox will buy it.
Kind of makes sense with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it fits within like what I feel like Xbox kind of is, like a more Western centric, violent bro duty kind of audience, which is good. I mean, that's not an insult.
I don't think Sony should buy it personally.
No, I
love Mortal Kombat, but I don't think
that makes any sense either.
Did you know that Sweet Tooth was almost going to be a guest character in one of the Mortal Kombat
Oh, interesting.
games?
I did not know that.
He would make sense in there.
Yeah, he'd fit in. All right, guys, let's end the show with some write-ins from the audience.
Okay.
This write-in is from Paul Gasol. Half-Life 3, GTA 6. Yeah. Yes. Half-Life 3, GTA 6, The Witcher 3, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, and The Elder Scrolls 6 are all sitting in front of you right now. They're 100% complete and playable from start to finish. Which game are you choosing and why?
What are the options again?
Half-Life 3,
right.
GTA 6,
right.
The Witcher 4,
right.
Intergalactic,
right.
and The Elder Scrolls 6.
That's easy. Intergalactic.
It's it. Yeah, for you, 100% Intergalactic.
When I read this question, my mind went to Intergalactic, and then I forgot GTA 6 was also on there. I'm like, fuck.
I forgot I could be following along with the show on a document too. I don't know why I forgot about that.
Oh, was there? Oh, shit.
Did I put it in chat? Probably not.
Well, I just totally, it doesn't matter at this point. I totally forgot that you could do that.
But yeah, fuck it. Call me a fanboy. I'll pick Intergalactic. I have to play the next Naughty Dog game, bro. I have to.
Dude, this is a tough one for me. Really tough. Part of me wants to say Half-Life 3, but I'm going to go Witcher 4, man. Witcher 3 was such a phenomenal step for Western role-playing games. Right, dude. Western role-playing games, and I'm really curious to see their next version of The Witcher, because Cyberpunk, fucking awesome game now. So, really looking forward to see what they're doing next. All right. KB wrote and said, hey, gents, feels like with each passing year, the so-called culture war bleeds further into the gaming space, far more than any previous generation I can remember. With that in mind, I'm curious where you guys land on Intergalactic and the discourse that's almost certainly going to resurface once gameplay is finally shown. A couple of shows back on Sacred, the question was raised whether the protagonist should have been another Nathan Drake-style archetype simply to keep the noise at bay. The general consensus was that doing so would be anti-art, which I agree with in principle. That said, the reality of the game's development in 2026 and the increasingly lopsided intersection of commerce and creativity makes those trade-offs harder to ignore, especially when games take longer to make, and Sony is placing a $300 million bet on a project that has already drawn venom from various corners of the internet. My question is this: how do you see Naughty Dog navigating the choppy waters ahead? The dogpile effect surrounding the game reveals has become hyper-polarized and compelling, or completely unforgiving. Just look at High Guard as a recent example. What say you? Thanks. All right, so Intergalactic was shown, like 2 years ago or something like that?
Game Awards 2024. Yep.
Yeah, definitely came. A lot of people were not happy with it, whatever, all that kind of stuff. They will show the game again, and I agree that there will be complaining brought up once again. How do you think Naughty Dog should navigate this, Colin?
I think that they have to the next thing that we see from the game has to be the game. And I think if it's great and it's clearly of a Naughty Dog level and it is what it is. And I don't want to say I know much more about this game than I let on. I don't want to talk too deeply about it. Because I'm not trying to, people just take everything I say and fucking write about it. So,
like the SOCOM thing, I remember that.
Right, which is fucking obnoxious. So I'm not going to get too deep into it, but when people see what it is and they show gameplay and people can wrap their minds around it, I think that's going to be their best opportunity to change the discourse. But there's something I want to say, because he brings up High Guard here, and it's the High Guard thing is really interesting, and I'm fascinated by everything around that game right now because I don't know what they're going to do. This is, Intergalactic is not High Guard. Don't get it mixed up. I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but Intergalactic's going to sell millions of copies when it comes out. It's there's Naughty Dog has a hungry audience that loves it, and I think online discourse is always interesting, but I think is rarely representative of the actual feeling of something. I think sometimes the online discourse can bend the arc towards a reality coming true. I think High Guard's a great example of that, actually, in that the game has such a stench around it. It's going to be hard to shake it off and for people to really go in with an open mind. It's possible. I would say it's a small probability that they turn it around and it becomes this big thing, but it could happen.
Fair game's problem. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I think Intergalactic is, and I'm not talking about this, by the way, from the perspective of what it is. I just think we understand that Naughty Dog is not going to deliver some pedestrian bullshit. I don't know why you would think that. When have they ever done that? And so it doesn't change. So there's a first time for everything. But I think that that's probably my feeling, Brad, is that the next thing, they can't be cute or show things by half. The next thing has to be full gameplay and get people's mind off of the presentation and more into the actual mechanics of it. And I think that if people see that, then that's the best chance for the game. In other words, another cinematic is not going to do it. It's going to make the problem worse. And the thing that I'm most fascinated about with Intergalactic is that they know and they knew that this was going to be the reaction. And the reason I say that is because on their version of it on their Naughty Dog YouTube channel, they turned off comments and I think thumbs up and thumbs down immediately when they put it up. Like it wasn't even a thing that they did later. It's like there must have been a feeling. So knowing that, navigate it and show people why they should care about this character, and also understand that there are just going to be people that you're never going to please.
Right.
And so she's not hot enough, whatever weird shit people are hung up on. But it's so funny because when I saw that trailer, and it's how like the only way to inoculate yourself from like other people's opinions, I guess, is to really ignore them or try to stay away from them. Because I remember when I saw that trailer, I was like, this looks awesome. Like this looks so fucking cool. And I guess a lot of people didn't agree. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about it though.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Radec?
Agree completely. Next time they show it, they gotta show gameplay. It just, when I read this question, it just makes me, I bet you feel the same way about this too, Colin. Is like the pre-Last of Us 2 leak, Naughty Dog was like the internet darling. Like everybody loved Naughty Dog. Like nobody was shit talking them constantly. No one had any doubt that they're going to deliver bangers. Then the Last of Us 2 leak happened, which is like, in my opinion, still the most damaging leak ever for a product. Like I think in any medium, in my opinion. It just ruined the perception of that game. And despite that ruined perception, the game still sold more than 10 million units in a year, something like that.
I mean, it was still a huge hit. And yeah, I agree with you. It sucked. That's a big thing for me too, Radec, is like, I hope they understand. And shit, I'll communicate to Naughty Dog and to Neil myself at some point. Is like, I hope you understand that no one should get their hands on this game before it comes out. Right. No one. Like you don't want, if you're smart, if you put this thing under embargo and like let it out into the wild, you're crazy. Like after what happened to you, you have to, it sucks, but you have to just be like, it's out when it's out, and maybe even trail physical copies by a week or something to make sure nothing leaks, because it's the first person that gets a copy of the game and has some sort of gray mentality about it is going to fucking ruin it. They know what it means for their reputation.
Leaks and rumors subreddit.
Right, exactly. So there is no reality where this game should be in anyone's hands before it's on PSN midnight, whatever day it comes out. And I hope they realize that. They don't need the coverage. They don't need the glowing review coverage unless they're mega confident, but they were mega confident about The Last of Us Part 2 as well, and then it got bastardized for them and misrepresented. Yeah. It sucks that they have to be cautious about that, but they are in a unique situation with that. And so I hope that they navigate it right. It's frankly how I feel about GTA 6 as well. It's like, what do you even gain from putting this in anyone's hands? You gain nothing.
Nothing.
So we'll see.
Yeah, it's also a different era. Like, remember when PlayStation Blog was like popping in a thing during the PS3 era? Like during the Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3 hype cycle, it was like every week there was like a new article. Here's a new gameplay screenshot. Here's a new mechanic, blah, blah, blah. And they just don't do that anymore. No. Like they only have like 2-3 beats and then the game's out.
And I don't blame them. Like I in some way, I feel like they've just come to the conclusion that, and I think Microsoft has been a great example of this, is that like there's a possibility you say too much and then you tie yourself in the knots and you look like a fucking idiot. Yep. And this is basically like that's why Phil Spencer has become a punching bag, is because like everything he said, he has to like go walk back now. And so I think they realize like, let's just, we don't really benefit from overexposing anything. Like when's the last time we have benefited from any of that? We don't. But unfortunately it's kind of permeated every part of the company where they just don't say anything to anyone. And when they do give interviews, they give interviews to like GQ or Wired, and it is strange. It is a strange situation.
Yeah.
So
you bring up a good point about like hoping, like I just hope this game doesn't get leaked, because Last of Us Part 1 got leaked. Granted, it was by PlayStation accidentally, like a day before it was supposed to get revealed or something, and that caused a whole discourse. Isn't there like a screenshot of like the Last of Us Online menu out there?
Yeah, there is.
Probably.
So like someone got that.
It's like direct feed too. It's not like a screenshot of someone's screen. It's like actual direct feed, which is
yeah. So like if that was going to happen with Last of Us Online in the remake, it's probably going to happen with the Intergalactic too. So they just have to be extra careful.
Yeah, I mean,
like if they're going to do this with Naughty Dog, I bet they're going to do this with every other Sony studio as well.
Yeah, you have to be deliberate and cautious, and like, because people even like there, it's obvious that people have like certain people have some sort of back end access to YouTube to like be able to see titles of videos and even how long videos are and thumbnails and all these things. Like you have to just upload that shit at the last second.
Yeah.
And like the game, they have a lot more control over PSN, but like, you know, even uploading the game and like getting that all ready to go and preloading, it's like, yeah, just be careful, because you have to really protect the brand at this point. Naughty Dog it can't be the new reality that Naughty Dog's going to deal with this every time. That It needs to be done with now. They have to use this as an opportunity to do that, and I think they will.
Yep. I'm with you guys kind of on your advice for them. Like you're saying, when you show this game next time, we better get a really good idea of what it is, how it's going to work. We need to see more of these characters. A lot of people don't like the main character already. You got to give us a reason why people shouldn't really like them. Of course, you can't give away everything, and the character is going to grow and all that kind of stuff, but you got to get people on your side somehow. And I think showing awesome gameplay would be the best step. And
I just don't. I continue. Listen, to each their own again. But I continue to understand. It's like, so what don't you like about her?
I think
you don't know fucking anything about her. You don't know anything about this character. You don't like that she's like a shaved head woman.
I think when I'm gonna guess, Colin, from some of it, what it is kind of her attitude. People don't like. I guess like this cocky Marvel attitude, maybe right
it's
off
like 30 seconds to go.
I know. I'm not saying it's justified whatsoever, but you know, people get upset very quickly about everything. Of course, her have a shaved head, I think, is one as well, Colin. So I think from just what little they've seen of that character, it's not doing it for some people.
Yeah, I just feel like
they're overreacting, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I also just feel like you're over. It's not even an overreaction as much as it's like it's you don't have enough information to react.
Right?
What are you reacting to? We don't. It's just so weird. It's to whet your appetite, and I continue to be fixated on the way the whole thing was shot, how sophisticated the shot was, and like it's like, damn, you have missed the forest for the trees, dude. Well, I'm sorry.
Most people don't care about shit like that, though. That doesn't matter.
It's like how they're like panning through all, and she's like talking to her on different screens, and like, but it's like I'm like, this is so sophisticated and interesting.
General people don't care about that, though. That's the thing. For people like us, we think that's really cool, but most people don't even notice that or even think of anything like that. So we'll see.
Teach their own. Hopefully. I mean, I'm not trying to tell people the way they should feel. I simply don't know that I don't know that I've made gut reactions like that before to like something we know so little about, unless it's like real tripe. You know what I mean? Which this isn't. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it's another fucking anime role-playing game, or it's another gacha game. It's like, that's different. Like, you don't really know anything about this. Give it a moment. Let it breathe.
Yeah. The only thing I will say is it has, like, people could connect, like, semi-Concord vibes to it. Like, the spaceship, the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe thing going on. The music, the 80s music, and all that kind of stuff. And Concord is, of course, a piece of shit. So,
yeah, I mean,
maybe people are thinking it'll be 2.0. I don't know, but...
that would be unbelievable if Naughty Dog delivered something.
It would be actually unbelievable.
There's just no way.
No way.
Like, I just don't.
That's not even like a thought in my head, bro. Like, no.
Mine neither. And it's not, I'm not trying to be a fanboy about it as much as I'm trying to be like, just look at history. Like, what are you worried about? What are you worried about? Yeah, I understand that Last of Us Part 2 is divisive. Like, listen, The Last of Us Part 2 is like one of the most impressive video games ever. In every respect. It's insane. I'm sorry that you didn't like it. A lot of people really, really loved it because it's incredible. Just breathe and think about the past and think about Uncharted and think about, God, shit, even if you're like Crash and Jack, like just think about a legacy of game. Like, it would be the first time. And I don't believe it's going to happen. And I don't think Sony would let that happen. In fact, I think the game wouldn't come out at all before they did that.
Yeah.
There's going to be one annoying motherfucker, but like, I don't know, man. They made Way of the Warrior, dude.
Yeah. All right. Final write in here from Daniel Ross. Hello, Speedy Summoners. Inspired by Maddie's recent video on how the Platinum Trophy has changed, what are some truly fun and engaging trophy lists to complete? One design One designed to make you engage with the entirety of the game's mechanics and content, and not just getting all the collectibles. What comes to mind for me are the recent Resident Evil games. Thanks.
Yeah, the Resident Evil games require a lot out of you.
Really fun trophies. I always love doing those.
I like the different approach to trophies, and I understand in a game like Resident Evil that's relatively short and replayable that you would want to encourage people to play it through all the way. But I always think about the perfect archetype of like an open world role playing game, a Fallout 3 or like something like that, Elder Scrolls or whatever. The perfect list to me are like unmissable, like everything's unmissable, and you'll inevitably get it if you just do everything. It's one of those trophy lists, and I don't know if you do this, Radec. It's like, I always look at the trophies before I start a game, and there are many games where I'm like, there are two types of games from here where it's like a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake or Rebirth, where I'm like, I'm not platinum in this game, so I don't care. And then I just play the game. And then there are other games where I'm like, I don't have to even think about it because there's nothing missable, and I'll just play the game and worry about it later. And that's the perfect, the space where that I hate is where you like look at a trophy roadmap and it's like missable trophies 3. And then you're like, all right. So then I have to I make
South Park Stick Out Truth has like 10, 20 missable
right,
trophies.
Exactly. It's like, right. And like I remember I remember Greg had the South Park role playing game before it came out and like missed one of the Pokemon, whatever, collectibles.
No.
And like it was gone, and it's like, so I like knowing that. And I do know that going into a game, but then you have to make note. It's like, all right, it's like by chapter 3, make sure you're keeping it. And I'm like, I hate that. I wish. So there are different kinds of things. In other words, I don't mind missable trophies in games that don't require a lot out of you, like a Resident Evil. The thing that bothers me about Resident Evil lists, I'm not entirely sure which one or ones it was like, I think some of the optional like time challenge shit or like whatever those kinds of side games are. I think Resident Evil 4 Remake had it and Resident Evil Village had it.
Mercenaries?
Where like you have to do like well in that. And that's kind of
the Mercenaries.
Yeah, Mercenaries, right. So yeah, like I think there are totally different kinds of lists that are fun, but it's the missable trophy in the dynamic big game that you would never play again that bothers the fuck out of me. It's like, come on, dude. And even Infamous, like I apprecited those because it was like you had to do both.
Blast shards.
Right. And the blast shards. Oh my God. I made the map for the blast shards for Infamous 1.
Did you actually?
Yeah, for IGN.
Oh shit.
And there's a blast shard over, you do that pulse and you can see them, but there was that one blast shard over water. And I had the game before it came out and I was writing the guide for it and I couldn't find this fucking blast shard. And I'm pretty sure Sucker Punch helped us find it. Yeah, so like nightmare shit like that. But that wasn't missable. You just had so I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Trophies back in the beginning, like in early achievements were way harder and like way more strict than they are now.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally kind of liked when trophies were really hard for a lot of games because you really feel like, yeah, I did actually, because you really felt like you fucking earned it. Like when I earned that Dark Souls and Demon Souls trophy back on PS3, I was like, oh boy.
Oh, wait, you did that without item duping?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
I like the hard list too, but I like there being I always think about it. It's like we used to think, because I always bring it up, they were like easy games back in the day. It's like, but they were games that required like 15 hours. It's like, yeah, go do Rango, the license game or whatever. But it's going to take you time. It's easy. Or like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But it's going to, and now it's like easy games mean like a minute, literally. Like 1 minute. And I hate going to PSN profiles and seeing people on there that are like, that's like what they do. And I'm like, why? Like, what is this? It's so fucking lame. That's why I just earn trophies for me now. That's it.
That's the way to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely simpatico with Colin. Case by case basis. I like different games, exploring different trophy lists. I do regret having the My Name is Mayo Platinum. That's like the only platinum trophy I regret. Never again. I didn't even touch the fact that they did like a remaster of that game is so funny.
It is funny. That is funny. It's like, okay, that is definitely funny.
I'll allow you guys that one.
Yeah, I refuse
not playing any video games.
That was the original one. I mean, that was the one that broke the whole thing open.
Do you think they feel like Oppenheimer? It's like,
oh yeah, it's like what he's like walking around the field like with his face all aghast. It's funny because I part of me like hates this easy trophy shit, and then part of me is just like, you just got to play, like I said, play your own game, compare yourself against people that feel like you're like on the same level as far as like how you're taking things, if you're taking things seriously or not, and all the rest. And it's all what do they say, fugazi out there now with the fucking like people just ramping it up and people have 1,000 platinum trophies. It's like, that's not even possible. Like that's not even possible unless you're nuts, so, but God, it was so quaint back in the day because it was different. Like I remember sound shapes. That was a big one because you can get 3 platinum trophies.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa, really? Cool.
Well, like if you just sent your game or like your save around the 3 versions of it, you would get the platinum. So that was like a big one. But I don't even do that anymore. Like I remember when the PS5 games came out and people started doing it with Spider-Man and all that, and I'm like, no, like I'll earn that again, like the right way, because it'll be fun. And I did it later on. So
that's so funny. I did that with Spider-Man, and I think Ghost of Tsushima remastered as well. And after that, I was like, dude, why did I do that? Now with like every other PS4 game that gets remastered for PS5, like I'm not transferring my save. I'm gonna play the game again anyway.
Right,
exactly.
Like,
why even?
And I even did it backwards. It was so funny because like when I replayed Spider-Man 1, I did it on PS5, but when I played Miles Morales, I did it on PS4.
Really?
To get the trophies again there.
Dude, one trophy pet peeve of mine, and this is mainly for PS3 era games. I didn't like how some of the PSN games didn't come with a platinum. That like really bothered me. The one in particular was like Pain on PS3 because that trophy list is fucking ridiculous. Especially one trophy that requires you to have like, there's like a billboard with like 4 different sports ball, like a football, a soccer ball, a tennis ball, and a golf ball. And you have to get all 4 of these sports balls in a trash bin in 4 turns. And it's like fucking impossible, bro. And like trophies like that, it's like, dude, you should just give it a platinum. But
yeah, they didn't. They were more like that structure was all built around that early Microsoft Xbox 360 structure of like 250 points for downloadable games, like the differentiation between them. And then eventually studios started realizing they could just ask for a platinum trophy. And that's why, like in literally the last 10 to 12 years, when you see a developer being like, oh, they wouldn't give us a platinum trophy. It's like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Like, that's so not true. Like, that's not true at all. But back in the day, people didn't really know. So online trophies, as we were saying earlier, are the worst as well.
I was about to bring that up. Resistance 2, 10,000 kill trophy.
That's an insane trophy,
pretty infamous.
Dude. Oh my God. I tried with that Resistance trophy and I was like, I can't do this, man. Like I can't sit here and play this fucking game like this. Because like it requires, what are you going to get 10 or 15 kills a game? It's like, I'm going to sit here forever doing this. It's like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
There's also one with Killzone 2 be like the top 1% in the leaderboard.
Those are the worst. Those are ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do?
Because they get worse and worse and crazier and crazier. And it's like the more and more people play.
Yeah, shit's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, the online trophies I'm okay with. Like, I think Uncharted did really well. Just play 1 competitive match, play 1 co-op match. That's it. That's all you need to do with the online trophies. And of course, like the server's shut down now, but the remasters don't even have them, so don't even have to worry about that. God of War Ascension only has 1 online trophy, complete the tutorial, and the servers are still up for that game. So you can still get it in 2026, which is pretty funny.
Cool.
That's funny. I need to finish that game. That's the only God of War game I never finished because it broke when I was playing it, so I never got to finish it.
Really?
Yeah, it got stuck. It glitched out. Like the camera was stuck in a position and I couldn't progress.
Gotcha.
Strange. Yeah, should finish that
cool
one
game.
day.
Yeah.
All right, Radec, Colin, that's it, dudes. We're done.
Cool.
Thank you both for joining me on such short notice. Really appreciate it. Good shit.
Well, I created the short notice, so it's my pleasure.
Well, it's all good. It's fun.
Yeah, I got the message like, do you want to be on Summon? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Cool. Glad to have you. It was nice to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you as well. Like, as I said, do the whole spiel. Yeah, I listened to you for like years. Podcast Beyond. Shout out to Jim. Jim Riley was a really funny podcast.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Jim in a long time. I don't know what like when I was at Kind of Funny, we were still friendly. I went to a 311 show with him actually. And then I think that was the last, because he was a huge fan too. And I think that was the last time I saw him. That was probably almost 10 years ago. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing now. I think he found his way into like analysis and mock reviewing and shit like that.
That seems right for him, Yeah.
Cool. All right. Before we go though, Radec, anything you want to plug? Yeah, coming up.
I am at Real Radec at every social media platform, the exact same handle: Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch. And you can catch me on the Spawncast on Spawnway's YouTube channel every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Calling everybody who knows you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to promote? Yeah.
Everyone, good to be here with you guys for the last time. Happy New Year to everyone out there. And everyone's doing a great job. And yeah, just enjoy yourselves. Please keep the feedback coming. Thank you for your support. Brad, keep up the good work. And that's it.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll see you next week. Take care and goodbye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Colin's Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.